Welcome, everyone, to the first round of playoffs for Rivals Season 2. We have our two teams here, Elysium and Omega. Elysium opting for the blue side, Omega opting for red here. Now, in playoffs, we don't do the 2v2s, we get straight into it. And as you can see, both teams already started draft. It is a best of five, so they're eager to get this series underway. Quick recap here on the side of Elysium. We have Pantheon, Lucian, Nami as the first picks, Sivir, Wukong, Karma for Omega, and Omega just chose Ornn for their fourth pick. So currently waiting for Elysium on their fourth pick. Looks like it's going to be the Cassante. We'll go over bans in just a second when we have a chance. Cassante was, in fact, the pick here. How you doing, CB?
Um, Doing all right. A little bit of a chaos happening in the other game, so that's why we're starting a little late. You can blame me on that one. But no, glad to be here. Glad to be in playoffs, getting that kicked off. Best of five. Are we thinking early prediction? Are we going all 5 games tonight?
Oh man, I just chugged a couple coffees, so I'm ready to go five if we need to. But I would prefer not to. I do like bangers, but maybe not five this time, guys.
Sure.
The Syndra, by the way, going to be taken for Elysium, and Hui is being hovered currently for Omega. We'll see if they do, in fact, lock that Hui pick in, and they won't. It's going to be Oriana as the last pick. Um, as I mentioned, we were a little late getting the draft, so bans. We had Mel, Lulu, Victor, Talia, and Aurora banned on from blue side Elysium, and Omega had the Viego, Zillion, Akali, Mordekaiser, and Trundle bans. Now, as you all know and are familiar with, um, here at Rivals, we do Rivals draft, so every champion picked and banned will no longer be available for a potential 5 game series here between these two teams. So take a look. These 20 champions, you'll never see them again after the game one is played.
Yeah. As I'm doing two different things at the same time. Okay. Yeah. Now I can see the draft. Actually. Okay. Luchinami, the staple pick in the bot lane. For for ELY. I'm always a big fan of that. Of course, you have the Karma poke, which should make your lane pretty safe. Um, I assume Cassante is decent into Ornn. Otherwise, why would you pick it? I don't play top, so who knows? Mid lane is just a kind of a stalemate in my opinion. Just two mages. So um, I've been liking the Pantheon this split by a bunch of teams. So I don't know. Just strictly based on the Pantheon and the Lucianami because I'm biased towards a good duo bot lane synergy. I'm gonna rock with ELY in game one. How are you feeling?
All right. I will play the opposite side here. Pantheon Lucian definitely can fall off a little early. We've seen some of these games go pretty long. That Ornn and those ornaments really can help your team once you get into that late. Sivir also pretty hard scaling once we get into late game. So I think Omega is going to be able to keep it close until late, where they get a win here in game one of the series.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I know a lot of people have picked ELY to win this series based on like the pick'ems and whatnot. So they're the sneaky favorite, even though they're the third seed going into the 2 seed of OG. OG's only 2 losses against the top two teams. So I don't know. I don't know if OG's just getting some non-warranted disrespect. Um, I don't know, but I feel like game one is going to set the tone for sure. In this momentum, of course, with so many champs going off the board in this draft format, it's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Like we mentioned, the three versus the two seed. Now, these two teams have not played each other based on the way that we made the schedule this season. So, definitely going to be some feeling out in game one. Um, Omega was the higher seed, but ELY, the betting favorite from our lovely fans here. Gonna be a good matchup. I think it's gonna be close. I don't expect either team to run away with it in this one, so should be a good matchup. Should be a barn burner for the first game of the playoffs.
Yeah, and we'll have to see. We're going to throw it to a quick break as we load into the game. Wait for that spectator delay, and when we're back, we will be on the Rift for Game 1, first playoff game of Split 2. Stay tuned.
And we are live here for game one of the first game in playoffs here in Rivals League Season 2. We have ELY versus Omega. It looks like both teams opting for the traditional 5-point here. Nothing too crazy to start this. Definitely some all chat coming through. Nothing crazy, just
Yeah, nothing
both
crazy.
teams saying good luck. No smack talk yet, but I think that could happen if we see some kills come out here early. So stay tuned. Looking at summoners, looking at everything that came through for items, anything catch you as interesting, CB?
Man, nothing too spicy. I like the exhaust. I think from Poodle, just because you have the Pantheon that's gonna go. And the Lucian, I guess. That can both get sped up pretty well, and then the heal for Nami. So, 2 barriers, 4 TPs, Flash Smite. There's no spiciness here in game one.
Yeah, this is both teams playing it
It's like
by
they're
the
trying to
book for
win.
sure. You know, maybe they're trying not to lose a little bit too much. We'll see how they play though. Definitely not taking a lot of risks here. Cassante gonna get the good trade here.
Which,
I mean, when you have Cassante and Orin, it's just gonna be two tanks kind of
yeah,
hitting each other with a wet pool noodle up there for Terran and Big News.
yeah. Put you and Sauce in this game. Which 2 champions do you want?
Uh, I would prefer the Sivir here over the Lucian. My old coach CB the Barbarian told me I could never play Lucian again because I was so bad at it. So
I did not say that to your face.
yeah, we all knew. We all knew.
Okay. I expect it's gonna be nothing crazy until we get a jungle gank. Unless Terran.
No.
I almost jinxed it. I tried to
Okay.
jinx it to try to get some action.
All right. We appreciate that. Both jungles, by the way, clearing towards their bot side. So, not really any love for these tanks, and we don't really expect that. Gonna be some action here on the bot side. You think you're gonna really have to accelerate this Lucian Nami to get a lead if you want to win. On the other side, you don't want to do anything too crazy. Just clear waves, let Sivir scale. But that is some good poke from Poodle there.
Yeah, we have some scaling on both sides. I guess. You have this Syndra, you have the Ornn. I guess Ori scales.
Now, Mango on the Pantheon actually pinging that instead of ganking or looking for Scuttle, they're not even going to take a look there. They're just going to go get topside Scuttle. Perhaps they did see the Wukong on Vision. So it will be a whole lot of nothing so far, 4 minutes into game one.
Yeah, it's playing it safe. We're gonna see if Wukong actually invades here or not. Not too much to do. Maybe you go for okay, I'm about to say. Go for a Cassante gank. I don't think you're gonna get too much out of it. Just gonna base Dragon spawning. Mango's gonna go top first though.
Alright. Of note, the both top laners did back. The Ornn from Big News used teleport. Terrence Cassante did walk back, so we'll have TP advantage here. Hitting each other here.
Gets the shield. This might be enough.
All right, he's going in. He hit it. He hit the Q. Oh, flashed. I don't know that you had to flash right there, but
stop points.
I mean, first blood, we will take that for Terran on the Cassante.
Yeah, you bring in. I guess you would say Terran's not a sub anymore. I guess technically the starter. So, going to get ganked by this Wukong. We'll see if the cameraman wants to show us. Maybe not.
8,000 trying to take this. There is no flash available for the Cassante, but it will not matter. Good job from Terran. Able to get out right there. And in response, Pantheon looking mid here. The flash, the stun. But Nightmare with the great reflex right there. Able to flash away. Did get stunned, but really not in any danger right there. So flash for flash, jungle for mid lane. Something to keep in mind. Pantheon can always come back there and try to get Nightmare, but for right now, Nightmare is safe. I'm
Yeah,
going to take the
especially
back.
the global Pantheon ult will be up somewhat soon. We'll see if saves that for a lane gank or dragon. I guess one thing, I don't know if we mentioned it earlier or not, OG making the mid 80 carry swap for the first time this split. Nightmare going mid and Concrete going 80 carry as Terran's trying to get another kill in the top lane. Big news, gonna hit 6, gonna hit the ult, gonna miss. Terran's gonna get an...
Ooh.
almost.
It was close. It was close. Yeah, a lot of good kill pressure so far for Cassante. You didn't expect a whole lot with the 2 tanks there, but Terran doing a great job dishing out that damage and not taking quite as much. Elsewhere on the map, pretty even all around. Concrete on Sivir does have a little bit of a CS advantage. Mid lane, a little bit in the favor of Nightmare. But overall, only a 300 gold difference here at 7 minutes. And only 1 kill still.
That's probably one of the closest early games that we've had, the whole split. And they're just, they saved it for game 1 of playoffs, so. We'll see. Do you think... Okay, here's the real question. Which of these 2 teams has the best chance of knocking BLM out in semifinals? Because the winner of this goes on to play the #1 team in the league right now.
That is true. I'm gonna go out on the limb. I don't think either of them can take out BLM, to be honest with you. I think BLM could take out themselves, but I think if they play their game, they're gonna beat either of these 2 teams. I could be proven wrong, however. Seen crazier things.
True. Seen crazier things. I'm okay with 3-0 wins as long as the 3 games are more exciting than this early game has been. 3-0,
2
3-2.
mid laners trading here. 8,000 on the Wukong is close by, but the Syndra for Storm playing close, playing down towards the opposite side of the lane. So Wukong makes the call, calls up Nightmare, and they will go for the objective. It's going to be the Void Grubs here at 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Finally. Not even going to be contested, even though mid and top prio, as we have Mango bot side with ult up.
Terran once again putting some damage on the Ornn. Unable to land that final Q, and Ornn gonna be safe under his tower.
Yeah, just the CS lead slowly growing up there, top lane.
It's only 10. It's only 10.
Hey, it's only 10, but 10 and a kill. People were whispering.
I believe in the power of the ornaments.
Okay.
It's gonna come online late.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you want to scale all 3 of your lanes if you're OG. So, only being down 1 kill and having got the first objective, I don't think you're feeling too better now.
I mean, I don't want to say I said that in draft, but I might have said that in the draft.
You didn't say that.
Okay. My apologies.
It's because they were listening. They were listening and now they're doing it. Where's the Pantheon gang set?
Yeah, this Pantheon, this Lucian, we, as I said earlier, 2 early game champs that can fall off if you don't do something early, and they are both 0-0-0 here at 10 minutes. So you take the early game champs and you don't do too much with them. That's probably not the recipe for success.
Yeah, I'd like to see a mid lane Pantheon right about now.
All right. Nami, but here comes 8,000 with the Wukong. It's going to be a flash to get away, but 8,000 picks up the kill.
Hits the bubble though.
Rogue Gorilla hit the bubble, and Riley Sauce capitalizes with the kill in the top lane. Terran going in. Or an ult, but he flashes it out of the way. He goes all out, and Terran with the kill on Big News. That's his second solo bolo of the night. Looking very comfortable on the Cassante.
Yeah, I mean, action in all 3 lanes at the same time. We didn't even get to see right on cue as Wukong ganked bot lane. Mango did ult mid and did get the kill onto Nightmare's Orianna. So a 1-for-1 trade in the bot lane, and then 2 other kills for the side of ELY in mid and top. So ELY jumping out to almost a 2,000 gold lead here at 11 minutes.
They do look like they're going to be starting Dragon, and these guys must be listening to us cast, because we said they got to do something. They do something in all 3 lanes there, picking up a kill in each one. Now they are on Dragon, and we'll see if Omega is going to contest. Poodle does see them doing it, but don't think they can do much here. Nightmare is walking down the river, but could get pinched here. Nope. Concrete slays Rogue Gorilla, and we now have a team fight a little disjointed here.
Lucian's too late.
8,000 comes in. Concrete is on Mango, and 8,000 kills Storm. 3-0 on the side of Omega.
Elysium's going to take the dragon, but...
Yeah, they get the dragon, but they lose 3 people's lives, and just like that, we are all tied up in gold again.
Yeah, I get you want the dragon. I just... That first dragon of the game, a lot of the times, is that early bait. Especially when your AD carry is not there to help you yet. So, interesting fight take for ELY, as Riley was not there to help them. It's going to cost them 3 kills, but dragon stacking, maybe that's a small prize.
Yeah. I mean, you got to scale somehow.
Not worth.
Maybe Dragon Soul's how you scale. We do have 8,000 down in the bot lane, hiding out in the bush, seeing if he can find something. Rogue Gorilla will be caught on a ward, does clear that ward and places another one. They will see 8,000 now, and they do get out.
So nothing crazy down there. Mango's topside, but Terran already has the wave pushed in, so nothing crazy there. He might invade and take the top camps from 8,000, or will 8,000 get a gank onto Storm here in the mid lane?
It could be a tower dive on
Nice
the top
flash.
lane here. It looks like Mango is positioning for that,
Pantheon has
instead
the
calling it out. Yeah, Storm asking for help here as 8,000 had ganked in the mid lane. Mango will pull off of top to go try to help his mid laner. And they do end up taking the tower dive. Will Cassante
Ooh.
dive for it? Yes. Oh. Big News gets his first kill of the game after being tower dove. Terran unable to get out. And it's a 1-for-1 trade in the top lane.
Just
Now we do have Poodle that has come up to the top. Looking like we could be getting a 4v4 here.
yeah, no TP for Terran. Mango gonna back, no ult. See if OG tries to start this early rift.
Gorilla did
assume no.
start to go up, but comes back to the bot lane. Looks like they are going to try to kill the Sivir here. And they will.
Flash for fun by Riley Sauce.
Yeah, Riley with the flash, probably unnecessary. Does get the kill with the culling, however. And Concrete goes down. Second kill of the game on Riley Sauce.
In the mid lane, I mean, I guess Storm forgot that Poodle was topside. The 2-1 kill onto Storm in the mid lane. Yeah, Riley kind of wasting the flash, but did secure the kill. So, 2-0 on your AD carry. I don't know if it's worth a flash. We'll see if it plays a part in this fight. It should be free, as 8,000 is on the bot side. So, Rift Herald likely free for Elysium and Dragon in a minute 20. Will they save the Rift for Dragon? I assume so. Pretty even here, 15, 16 minutes in.
It looked like Omega should have had position for the Rift Herald as they had more team members up here, but they end up killing Storm instead of taking the objective, and because the health bars were low after that kill, they end up ceding that. 8,000 goes in here on Storm, and with the help of Concrete, will pick up the kill. That is a 3-in-1 Wukong for Mr. 8,000.
Yeah, Storm almost had the ult up. Maybe that's what he was thinking was going to happen, but yeah, not looking great showing in the game one here on the Syndra, but he will scale a 2v1 fight against this Ornn. Big News might take Terran down. Oh, I thought the tower was going to do it.
That was close, but now he's
Driver.
all alone with no tower. And in the 3v1 will go down. 1-4 on the Ornn. That one's not his fault. Nothing you can really do at that point.
Yeah. The whole squad up there.
They brought the support, they brought the jungle. You just kind of say, get something else somewhere on the map, guys, because I have the whole team on me. Speaking of which, Mango going to engage on 8,000 here. We do have Concrete who ults to get in, but immediately Rogue Gorilla hits him. The culling comes out from Riley Sauce. Storm, however, is going to be the one picking up the kill. Ornn with the TP to mid. Everyone is here for this dragon. Now Concrete on the Sivir is dead.
Ooh. No peel for Mango, but Big News going to go in, going to get taken down, going to get CC'd. Mango dropping really low after that Orianna ult, but not enough damage for OG to pop Mango. And now it will be free Dragon number 2. No way to get in and steal this. You do have a 3-in-1. Wukong doesn't seem worth it to even try for it.
Yeah, it is only second dragon here. In a 3v5, probably not going to be able to do anything there. Ooh, Terran able to catch out Nightmare. Nightmare a little too far forward there. Let's see. All 5 members here. The Wukong comes in. Going to ult here. Terran goes all out. Is able to get out. Everyone's so low. Can the Sivir able to get 1 kill?
They want more. Oh, okay.
Nothing cooking there though. Big
Aiming
News
for
looked for Storm, but did not find him.
Yeah, and I mean, 8,000 had a good flank angle there. Of course, Nightmare's Orianna wasn't there. Hold that thought. Concrete's going to get caught out once again. Not going to go down this route onto Syndra's going to hit, but Poodle, no follow-up damage there. Poodle's Karma is hitting pretty hard. The poke onto these squishies on the side of ELY. Definitely chucking them down before these team fights. I think with the delivery system, if you can get the Wukong, who is really strong right now, into a good flank angle, especially with 8,000's ult up, with Nightmare's ult up, could definitely pop half the team, but I haven't really been able to see that happen quite yet.
Yeah, these fights have kind of been a little disjointed. Not a whole lot of 5v5 front to back at this point. And we're coming up on 20 minutes, but still anyone's game here. It's within 1,000 gold. And you have to think that although this Ornn is behind, eventually those ornaments are going to come online and really help his team there. Otacon is spawning on the bot side of the map. The whole team for Omega is here. Mango going to go down.
Uh-oh, TP coming in for
There's a
Terran.
TP coming in. That's questionable, but Storm able to kill Nightmare on the side.
8,000
A
gonna
lot
get
of action.
really low. Can't quite take him. Terran and
Concrete
Riley
just
both.
free firing here.
Oof.
Standing behind his tanks. Almost a little too aggressive there as Storm very bursty and almost took him out at the end, but during that whole exchange, it's going to be a 4-for-1 in favor of Omega Concrete, putting in the work on that Sivir in that fight. His front line really peeling for him. Able to get up to 7 kills now.
Ooh, can Storm pop anybody? We got really close.
Ooh.
Not quite. Smite's gonna reign true for 8,000. I mean, yeah, for the side of Omega, the role swap before the game, proving to be a good choice. I mean, obviously, Nightmare's Oriana's 0-3, but you just have to ult, right? So, Sivir definitely popping off 7-2 right now. We'll see if that'll be enough, as they're almost up 1,000 gold. You can say Mango is out in no man's land by himself, got collapsed on, but it's his jungle, and Rogue has to, help out with a little bit of ward action. So no vision, whole team collapses, and that was just a tough team fight overall.
Yes, indeed. And like we mentioned during that fight, the Cassante Terran teleporting right into the middle did not do himself any favors with that TP.
Yeah, that's that one. Obviously doing any person's game. Some nice damage coming out from Storm. Not going to be enough to take down this Ornn. Not quite strong enough yet. Ornn ult's going to come through. 8,000 is on the hunt. And nice flash from Storm. Might be able to take down Big News. No.
Oh, he does end up taking him down, but
too slow.
8,000 is going to get that right back. I think Big News being a little aggressive there. He has all armor. Obviously, dealing with some of these other players, but Storm is a mage, so he's going to shred right through that. Rogue Gorilla gets popped there, does flash to try to get away, unable to. Mango with the flash to get away. Riley Sauce with the culling to try to put cover, but that should be the first dragon of the game for Omega here. They have the position. Terran is at tier 2 on the top side, though. Big News going to head that way to try to stop, but might be a little too late. We do have Riley and Mango also up here. It could be another 3-man tower dive. And all out coming through from Terran. He's not going to be able to stay there, but hits the blast cone, gets to safety. Poodle shows up, as does the rest of the team. And surely they'll have to back off here. Poodle maybe going a little too hard here.
MG wants to
we'll
fight.
see. They want to fight. The rest of the team is here. 8,000 flashes after Terran. Right in the middle of everyone. Ornn ult coming through. Big News kills Rogue Gorilla. 8,000 with the ult. Concrete in the back line. And that is going to be a double kill for the Sivir. That has been the bread and butter here in this mid game. Great front line between 8,000, Big News. Poodle able with that Karma to keep everyone safe. And Concrete able to free fire from behind everyone. Now 10-2 on the Sivir.
Yeah, I mean, multiple strong members for OG, so it's not like you can just kill Sivir and it's free. 8,000 is also very strong. Should get the inhib here before backing off, as 3 members are up for ELY. I don't know, these team fights, ELY seem very disjointed. It's like the 3rd or 4th fight where a team fight breaks out and either the Syndra or the Lucian are just continue to farm while the team fight starts. And obviously maybe a little bit of an overstay, but They wanted to try to get that Ornn, couldn't quite get it, and then got chased down. But I felt like the Nami and Syndra maybe could have rotated a little bit quicker, at least the Syndra. And then we saw it earlier in the mid lane where Lucian kind of did the same thing. So um, I don't know. Is OG? I mean, they've scaled quite a bit already. They seemingly are winning these the last couple of team fights, or at least they're playing a lot more together. Uh, at this point, it seems like it's OG's game one to win.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been talking about it since the beginning of the game. Don't look now, though, but 2 ornaments already. Concrete with the Flicker Blade. And big news, obviously, the first ornament was to himself. So they're just going to get stronger here. Sivir, a very strong scaling champion. The ornaments are coming through. Lucian and Pantheon, strong at the beginning, but they're about to fall off and didn't have too much of an impact early on.
Yeah, OG is really just pulling ELY across the map. Full control for OG. They have to maybe find a pick here. The Pantheon ult has to be put to good use. No eyes on this Orianna just sneaking behind enemy lines right now. Could have been a collapse angle,
That is,
but didn't get spotted out.
she just was spotted. The Pantheon just sitting here in this bush, maybe hoping that they step forward, but 8,000 has walked in. Is here if he is needed to protect Concrete on this Sivir.
Little bush cheese action. It's tough to bush cheese a team when they're playing very, very scared, and that's a dead Nami.
That was so quick we were unable to even call it. The Ornn misses another ult here. Big news. He might win this game, but he hasn't had the most pleasant experience himself.
I mean, you're pulling the jungler down to top or down to bottom lane. I mean, you die for those. That's what you want to do. That's what you want from your split pusher. Free Baron. I don't think he had enough damage to take Storm out, but I mean, free Baron. Gonna push some top wave. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. Midway pushing from the supers. Whew.
Yeah, it looks like the way they're playing ELY is more concerned about killing Big News than winning this game. Now the empowered Baron push here. We have 8,000 with the ult onto the back line. Concrete legendary on this Sivir. And they continue pushing in. Ooh, the flash forward from Concrete, and it will cost him. Storm gets the kill, but goes down himself. And they got the Sivir, but at what cost? 3 members of their team are dead.
Got the Baron minions. TP coming in from Ornn. They are going to close this one out. We'll see if Mango and Terran can stop him.
It is a 4v2 right here. Make it a 4v1 as Terran is the only one still alive. Nami now up, but I don't think it's going to matter. And it won't. The Nexus goes down, and Omega takes game 1, 24-14 in 28 minutes.
Whew, that was not on too many people's bingo cards. Except for OGs, of course.
I mean,
and some fans.
I don't want to say I called it. I don't want to say I called it, but, you know.
You call this series, though? It's just game 1. Who knows?
It's just called game 1. I'm going to be honest. I did say they were going to outscale. I said they were going to win after 30 minutes. 28 minutes is not after close. 30. So big props to Omega there. They finished this thing early. Right here, we're looking at the end game screen. Storm was the damage leader at 29,000, but looking at the rest of his team.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, the top laners, I guess, will have some damage. That's definitely not what you want to see looking at your 80 carries damage. I don't think it's surprising based on watching the game. That's a little amount of damage they did. I wish I would have seen about 7 more Pantheon ults that game. Some better communication. We can point fingers all day. Either way, OG played that one really, really well, and yeah, I agree with the chat. Uh, Based on that draft, they're gonna win that hard. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say early 3-0. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a lot closer than people were thinking.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be close. I thought it was, but after this, it might not be close, but
Not
definitely,
close in the other direction. Yeah.
definitely not in the direction. I mean, we said at the Pantheon, the Lucian, they needed to make an impact early because late game they are just not the greatest champs that exist in this world. They did not make an impact early, and they made even less of an impact late. Those were kind of the carries on OG side, 8,000 Concrete. Both put in a lot of work. No offense to Nightmare and Big News, who also up there. And, little under the radar, but I have someone telling me that Karma may not have died in that game a single time. A perfect KDA for Poodle there.
Yeah, people were whispering it. It would have been a lot cooler if you didn't KS and went 0020, but I guess 1019 is okay.
Yeah, I hate supports the KS. I don't know if you know any of them, but,
Uh,
probably the worst players in the league.
Sometimes people got to step up and do some damage, man.
Speaking of which, Karma 10k damage did actually outdamage the Pantheon and the Lucian on the other side. So, you know,
Oof, that's
Poodle might be the carry of this team over here. You never know.
yeah. Hey, we'll see. With 20 champions off the board now, we'll have to see as we start to get ready for the next lobby and draft and whatnot. But um, yeah, if some more of that, we might be in bed early. If OG continues to play like that, I mean, how much do you attribute that to OG just playing lights out, or did ELY look very out of it?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of both. Definitely both teams playing pretty cautious early, but eventually OG was able to pull the trigger. They played more cohesively once they kind of got those jitters out of the way, and really took over that game. I know it also went with the draft that they were playing. So, um, if you're ELY, where do you go from there? I know there's talk about mid and top possibly switching in this series. We've heard people talk about that. It might be too soon for that, but I mean that game wasn't that close. Um, they had to get a big lead early. They didn't. They played basically even early. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't.
back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I mean, I think both mid laners early game kind of had it rough. So, and then top side ELY was winning. So, I don't think you need to swap them from a standpoint of either one of them like got stomped by their opponent. Um, the real question is Champles, and really, how well would ELY fare if they had more of a carry champ in the top lane? I mean, the Cassante was beating Ornn, but Ornn could still, for the most part, match it. Um, so I'm curious to see if Storm will go topside and pick more of a carry champ. Um, Terran played really well on the Cassante. I think that's kind of a staple pick for Terran. Most teams actually have been banning it, so um, I don't know. I don't know what's. Maybe they're just thinking, hey, OG got most of champs that they wanted. Now, as both teams have to dip into the champ pool, maybe EOY will fare a bit better. As we're going to swap sides this game. So EOY picking red side. OG had side selection for game one and picked red. So red being the both teams' favorite here.
Yeah,
Set up
we'll
draft.
see if it works out for them. Obviously, you do save that counter pick. They gave it to their mid lane. Oriana was kind of the counter pick in game one. Not too much of a counter there, but you will get at least one of your solo lanes the counter here by taking red side, which could be a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, so ELY first pick jungle game one. We'll see what Omega opts to do. Usually, I feel like we see jungle AD carry. One of the two, of course. 20 champions off the board now. See how spicy we can get as the ready checks start to come through for draft of game two.
Yeah, a lot, like you said, 20 off the board, including in those 7 mid laners were taken off the board.
Whew.
5 mid lane bans in game one, plus the 2 that were played. I guess you could say Zillion could be a mid laner, but I wasn't counting it. That would be the 8th.
That counts.
Some
people.
Yeah, maybe if you have Bjergsen on your team.
I like the Ambessa ban. Obviously, Storm can play it in both roles. I think a lot of people don't want to play against Storm's Ambessa top for sure. So obviously, top and mid can swap after the draft. So playing it safe, they're going to come out with a Xin Zhao ban and a Seraphine ban. So 2 supports putting some respect on the perfect game by Poodle.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize right now for Poodle for calling out that perfect game, because it seems like ELY is listening and decided that they did not want you to have 2 perfect games in a row. So apologies. You are going to be banned out, it looks like, in game 2.
I mean, who knows? Poodle might have a champion Ocean, so who knows if that 2 enchanters, I guess you can say. Seraphine will do some damage like Karma. Will Poodle get 3 banned?
The J4 was the ban on that side, so it looks like the engaged jungle's not something that OG wants to see in ELY's hands here. The Tristana being hovered as the last ban here. It will get locked in.
Ooh,
And Omega
insta-pick.
going to just insta-lock Jinx. Now, I'm a big fan of blinding Jinx first here. One of those ADCs that can kind of go with anything, can go with an enchanter pretty well, but also good if you have an engaged champ. So really just a nice, easy, safe pick, and late game insurance surely on the side of OG here.
Yeah, I wonder if ELY's rethinking the Tristana ban, because I feel like Tristana's good in Jinx, but we'll see. ELY going to say, you didn't ban out all of my carry junglers. We're going to run it back with another global ult jungler in the Nocturne. So I like Nocturne into Jinx. The question is, do you show it too early to where now Omega can pick some Jinx protection?
Yeah, Zig's going to be the second pick. Volibear being hovered here. Like you mentioned, the Nocturne pretty good at taking out a single target on the back line, but you know, can definitely get some protection here for your Jinx. Volibear not the most protective, more of a go-in champ themselves.
How flexible is Volibear nowadays?
I think Volibear can be flexed. I don't think it's the best in the top lane. But could be in the right situation. Ooh, Zyra.
You're a Zyra fan, right?
The pick. I am a Zyra fan. Although Zyras do tend to take kills from you, so, you know, maybe not the best there. You do want your Jinx to get accelerated, but good peel on the Zyra. Good poke in lane as well.
You can always instantly pop the Zyra ult whenever the Nocturne ult comes through. Just underneath the Jinx for extra protection. Rel, don't love the Rel in lane into Zyra, but definitely some good peel. I don't know where the Ziggs is going. Of course, that's a flex. I like the Rel follow up with a Nocturne, especially if you're single going for the Jinx. But in lane, I'm definitely picking Zyra on that one.
Yeah, that is a tough ask of the support playing Rel in that matchup. But you got to play for your team, play safe in lane, and win the team fights later on. Hue got banned first here in the second phase. Gwen on the other side will be banned for OG. Waiting on these last two bans here.
I mean, you have some AP damage both with the Void and the Zyra. Maybe you have one more Peel Champ added in there somewhere. We're going to go a Mundo ban, so pretty confident that the Volibear is going to go jungle. And an Aurelia ban, I assume that's going to be Storm's Aurelia taken off the board. Scion, based on the Scion pick, I'm going to assume Terran's going to stay top, Storm will go mid. You can always get spicy and take the Scion mid lane, I guess.
Yeah, we've seen someone named Pandorum do that before, but he's not on this team. So Set looking like the pick here. Obviously, the Set ult, you pick up that giant Scion, you drop him on his team. Could be very impactful in team fights if you are playing a 5v5 style here.
So I'm a big ASOL fan, so maybe it's my bias. I don't know how it fares into a Nocturne team, at least for laning phase, but I guess
can only ult Jinx or ASOL.
True.
Both.
So I think it'll be fine, especially how game one went. I think Pantheon only ulted mid, maybe once, even with flashdown. So I don't know. Interesting to see how this Nocturne will get played. Set top Volibear jungle. Who goes mid lane to match the ASOL? So it's going to be Ziggs, assumedly, mid.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Ziggs here. Able to, stay back, farm safe, but, at the same time that not a ton of kill pressure in the 1v1 for Ziggs, and that could let ASOL also scale pretty well unless the Nocturne ganks there. It worked in game one for OG, having a more scaling team, but having the Jinx, having the ASOL is this just not enough early here for the side of OG? Or could they lose too much with the double scaling carries here?
I mean, if this was game one, I definitely would say yes, but I mean, they did it game one. I mean, they had essentially 3 scaling lanes. And after about like 15, 16, 17 minutes, fully in the driver's seat for OG. So, I guess they're going in thinking we did it game one. Maybe they'll let us just scale game two as well. Of course, you have some scaling on the side of ELY as well. I think maybe the spotlight is put on this Nocturne as to how impactful Nocturne can be early against a Jinx lane and an ASOL lane. So feels like that's ELY's early game win con. We'll have to see. Nameplates off. Which comp are you picking? Nameplates off, then nameplates on.
Yeah. So I would go both nameplates on or off. I'm going Omega here. I am a big fan of the Jinx and comp. Nice and easy to play. Just so impactful late game. You just have to peel the Jinx, get her excited. And we see so often that these games do go a long time. She is able to scale, make impact. So I think that it is going to be Omega here in game 2. I think they're going to go up 2-0.
Okay. I think nameplates off, I might go ELY. Just if I throw game one out the window, is there a lot of stipulations, I guess. But I see a Nocturne into 2 scaling lanes, two carry scaling lanes, and so in theory, there's the window there to be ahead early. Then you have the Ziggs and Zeri both late game, so could work out. But since we just watched game one and we just saw OMG play, I guess it's OMG, so apologize for the last 6 weeks. I'm going OG, it's okay. nameplate's on. I'm going Omega. I mean, and if they go up 2-0, I don't know. Is it a 3-0? It's too early to tell. But yeah, nameplate's on. I'm gonna go Omega going up 2-0. So I'll side with you there. And I would agree with the chat. Omega, I'd say won the draft as long as they don't end early. Get through about 10-12 minutes. Big chillin'.
Yeah. It was very similar to last game with the way that they played scaling, like we said. So they have the template there. They just have to do the same thing they did last game, and they should be good. So
The real question is what everybody's asking. Is Poodle going to have another flawless game? Perfect game. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Big Poodle fan myself, big Zyra fan, but I'm going to go with no.
Okay.
I think Poodle does die here. Probably gets a little bit too greedy, trying to steal some of those Jinx kills. Does end up with quite a few themselves, but is going to have a death going for one of those.
Okay. Okay.
Could be because the duo I play with plays a lot of Zyra. And
I was gonna say it sounds like some
he likes
bias.
to die a few times for going for kills, but not going to name any names. So
people were whispering that sometimes his Zyra out damages his AD carry. That's what people were saying.
I like to think of Ashe as more of a support pick anyways.
Okay.
But,
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see.
A win is a win.
A win's a win. Who cares how many deaths you have, right? Yeah, I'd assume Zyra gets some deaths this game, but also has more kills. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, draft is coming through in the client. We're gonna throw it to a break, and when we're back, we'll be on the Rift for Game 2 in this best of 5 series between Omega and Elysium, GeeZ. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Welcome back for Game 2 of this Rivals League playoff series between Omega and Elysium. Omega, the winners of Game 1, will be on the blue side in this game. And looking to even the series is our red side team, ELY Elysium. Nothing too crazy here happening early. It is a 5-point from both sides once again.
Yeah, nothing crazy happening. But as we noticed the spellbook coming out from the Rel, we see it every now and then on some supports. Interesting to see how that fares. Of course, has heal right now, but that's something to know. Other than that, for the most part, pretty stock standard. I guess a lot of the times you'll see an ignite come through for the Zyra, but I definitely like the exhaust with the Zeri, with the Nocturne on the other side. Yeah, big chill. Maybe game 3 will have an invade.
Maybe an invade, and maybe someone doesn't take teleport in a solo lane to get ahead. But for right now, both teams still playing safe here. Got both teams here in the bot lane fighting for that level 2 advantage. Looks like push is going to Concrete and Poodle at the moment. Pretty good poke by Concrete there onto Riley Sauce with those Jinx rockets. They do get level 2. Riley Sauce has to pop a potion here. And once again, same as game 1, both junglers pathing top to bot. Set not quite the tank versus tank matchup we saw last game, but still
Close.
2 big guys.
Hey, yo. Yeah,
So the attention will be in the bot lane.
Yeah, definitely. I like the Nocturne pathing bot. We'll see. You know that your bot lane's going to get shoved in. Good ward coming out from Poodle in that tri-bush, going to spot out the Nocturne, as Volibear looks, I guess, not behind. They're just going in different orders, so we'll see if they fight over the bot scuttle or if we go for an early gank, but both sides have some vision in that tri-bush.
Yeah, so no one will know which way 8,000 is going on the volley. However, Mango probably will be spotted here. Terran and Big News just slapping each other around, similar to game 1. Looks like Scuttle will be contested right here, if our cameraman decides to zoom down there.
And they're fighting up there. Nice bomb by Storm to stop Nightmare, putting extra damage on Mango. Still wouldn't have been able to take him down, but would have been able to get him a little bit lower. Bot Scuttle
Now, Mango
go to red side.
Yeah. Mango did get that bot scuttle, even though he was on the short end of the stick in the 1v1. Because of that health bar discrepancy, it looks like 8,000's Volibear is going to get the top side. Good poke here from Storm on the Ziggs. But Volibear coming up behind. Flash having to come out from Storm. No real kill pressure this time. But 8,000 going to remember that. Because that's going to be down for quite a while. And Ziggs is definitely able to die pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Ziggs flashed there. I think would have been able to live without it, especially with the TP up. But we're going to see a top lane fight here. 8,000 going to go in first onto the Terran. Going to flash back to safety into Mango. Big News going to flash forward for the first kill on Terran, but not going to work out. Terran's going to get low. Going to get Fear off. Going to get the double kill for ELY Mango. And if you're Elysium, that's exactly what you need. You need your carry jungler. Get some early kills, and 2 kills under 5 minutes. A lot different than game 1.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised there. Looking at this team comp, if you're Omega, you gotta kind of think the name of the game is scaling and playing safe. Instead, they go for the very aggressive gank there when your set is low. Big News and 8,000 gonna pay the price. Mango got the double kill.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel as bad, but Big News flashed in for the kill to give it away, so that just feels bad moment all around for the top duo for Omega. But topside is up quite a bit of CS. Should be big chillin' as Terran also doesn't have flash. We'll see what Mango wants to do once he has ult up.
Yeah, Omega only down 500 gold. Are down those 2 kills, but as you mentioned, the set almost double the CS up here in the top lane. Also, the Jinx enjoying a pretty good CS lead in the bot side. Set will hit level 6 first. Up here on the top side. Terran gonna back away from the wave and respect that.
Yeah, we'll see if makes sense. Jungler's gonna pass topside. The first drag being the Hextech Dragon, definitely a tough one when both of your lanes are scaling. So tough one to take, especially solo. So it kind of has to be free to take that one. So Nocturne gonna go topside. We're gonna have a TP coming in from the rel. You don't see that every day in a comp match, but TP by rel into the bot lane. Omega setting up vision for the dragon, but I don't expect them to quite take it yet.
There are 4 team members here versus only 3, but they don't know that Mango is top at the moment. Mango is 6 on this Nocturne, and he will hit the ultimate button, and just like that, Big News goes down again. However, with that, they know he's topside. That is the green flag to take the dragon. Hextech Dragon goes down. Asol getting aggressive here. Ult comes down. The stun will come through. This rel going to fall to 8,000, but the Zeri going for 8,000. Flashes out. Asol being very aggressive here. Going to get the kill. Storm very low. Does take down the Asol, but Concrete on the Jinx cleans up Storm. And that is going to be a 3-for-1 when it is all said and done around that dragon fight. So
Yeah, that was just a bunch of chaos. I don't even know. That was some interesting one. Obviously, you got a much needed early kill onto an Asol and a Jinx. So you take those if you're Omega. Obviously, Big News kind of getting the tough side here as we're going to see another gank come through. Big News, no flash available. Should be a free kill. Who are they going to give it to? The Rel should be able to break the shield. Go. Mango going to get low, but smartly by ELY going to give it another kill to Mango. Maybe you can argue you'd give it to your top laner, but I think only top laners would say that. Now, Rose going to get caught, slowed by the Asol.
ooh, 8,000 does get the kill, though. May have wanted to donate that over to Nightmare. Ooh, ult coming in from 8,000. They are going deep on this Zig. Storm goes down. Mango still there. He will have to run away. 4 kills on the Nocturne, but has not backed since he got 3 of them. And until you actually go spend that gold, it doesn't make any difference in team fights. So Mango not currently able to do the damage until he goes and spends his money.
Yeah, stats don't mean too much unless you actually go buy some stuff. So ELY Mango playing really well, playing aggressive, getting the kills, but the equal aggressiveness from Nightmare flying around the map, putting a lot of pressure onto ELY. So pretty close game overall here. Another Nocturne ult gonna come through. Sion gonna stop Big News in his tracks. Going to go down again. Nocturne 5-0.
4 deaths so far by Big News, and that is the 3rd time that he has been ganked by Mango. I didn't really read banter chat that closely, but maybe Big News was saying something to Mango, because he is definitely not liking him this series.
Yeah, back-to-back kind of rough laning phases for Big News, but like we said, who cares about the stat line if your team's gonna win? So, especially if it comes at another kill as Nightmare hit Casper like crazy. Terran gonna have to ult away, flash and ult down now for the top laner for ELY.
Now, meanwhile, all that is happening. Zeri has caught up in farm. In fact, actually now ahead in farm of the Jinx in this bot lane. Ooh, flash coming out of Nightmare. Storm with that giant bomb from Ziggs. Forces the flash out. And another plate will go down to the side of, in the pocket of Jinx, excuse me. Ziggs caught out flashes, but it's not going to be enough. Nightmare picks up his 3rd kill of the game. That is the 3rd death for Storm. And Ziggs not one of those champions that can really get themselves out of trouble.
I thought Big News was gonna flash ult backwards. Gonna opt to not do it here. Just some a little bit of damage back and forth, hitting a brick wall up there.
Yeah, it probably was available there, but Big News still without an item. So even if he does do that, probably not a whole lot of kill pressure.
Dragon's gonna spawn in 10 seconds. Mango just wants another kill up top. Yeah, I like the back here. Terran's gonna push him in. Gonna get him pretty low. No TP from either top laner, so I expect Drag to maybe be a 4v4 fight. Nocturne, I'd say decently far ahead as a Volibear. But mid and 80 carry for the side of Omega. Stronger than Elysium. So could be an interesting 4v4 team fight if we get it. Rogue is going to base.
Okay. Now, the bot lane basing with Rogue and Riley, that will allow them to start up right here. This Nocturnal is available if they're going for a steal. It does look like it's a 4v4. Dragon does fall for Omega, and it looks like ELY is just going to walk away there and end up not taking the fight.
Yeah, Cameraman is definitely loving the top lane this game, so didn't get to see it, but I guess nothing crazy really happened at Dragon. Just a free take. It's Terrence going into Big News. Big News has flash and ult. And he should
Gonna
be
hit
able
both.
to do it. More important things happening in the bot lane. Nocturne ult gonna come in right onto the Zyra. Zyra's gonna go down. Jinx is gonna go down. And will 8000 get ran down? A flash by Mango to continue to get the fear. That was nasty. Oliver flash ulting away. Can he get away? Rogue gonna go down for it, 1-for-1. Or I guess not 1-for-1.
But overall,
I guess 1-for-3.
that's a three for one right there.
Mm.
Don't look now, but we were saying Mango needs to get things done early. Didn't do it in the first game, but 7-0, 14 minutes into game 2. Definitely getting things done here. There comes the A-Soul, the ultimate coming through. Nice spell shield by Mango there to avoid any real slow and possible kill threat. Jinx Rocket is going to miss just wide. I don't think it would have killed anyways, but it would have been close. Storm kills Big News. Nightmare goes too deep, trying to chase there. They will be killed as well. And we are looking at a 2,000 gold deficit in favor of ELY in this one.
Yeah, so right after that 3-for-1 trade, top and mid both gonna go down on the side of Omega. So are they getting a little too antsy? They getting a little too aggressive? I mean, I guess some of the aggressiveness has been working, at least through the A-Soul. I think gonna bite off a little bit too much there. Top lane tower is gonna go down. The feats went over to ELY after they took that bot lane tower. So not only the 3-for-1, but also the tower and the feats. Rift Herald is up. Scuttle's probably going to go down to 8,000.
Pings are coming through. All 5 team members from both sides looking to contest for this Rift Herald. The lights have been turned out, but no triggers are being pulled. Now Big News separated from the rest of his team. We do have Nightmare with a TP in. 8,000 goes down early, however. Big News finds himself right in the middle. Hits the ult. Can he take anyone down with him? He cannot. And that is a 2-for-0. Omega unable to find a kill in that fight. And with that being said, unable to contest this Rift Herald.
Big News looking for the flank angle, but Elysium chunked down the rest of Omega, their health bars in the mid lane, so they were able to just turn around onto the set. So good communication there for Elysium. In the last few fights, it seems to all be going Elysium's way, capitalizing on the early pressure from Mango's Nocturne. Now we have a 3-in-1 Zeri, who's also splitting. Obviously, Omega Gaming is still scaling in their own right, but I don't know. The hole's getting deep.
Yeah, this can't get too much deeper. It is 4,000 right now. Ping's coming on. And they do go for Storm on the Ziggs, but Flash was available. He gets out safely. That is going to be the ult down for 8,000. The lights have been turned off by Mango. Does he see anyone? Elects instead not to use ult there. Sometimes just the threat of not being able to see where your whole team is can make you step back, no matter where you are on the map here.
Yeah, obviously you're looking for something when you use a Nocturnal. You want to make sure you can get something with it, as Dragon's now spawning here in about 12 seconds. No Nocturne ult will be available. Zig's ult still down as well. No Volibear ult. Also, don't really need that for the Dragon, I guess. We'll see how this top lane fight goes, as the side of Omega is here to collapse onto Terran. A nice flash ult away. Going to take the Scion to
Whoa.
safety, and a free Dragon for Elysium. Their first of the game. Now, if you're Omega, I like what they're doing. They're just going to capitalize. They're already up there. Might as well go for the top lane tower. This should go down. No problem. Do they overstay? Surely not. So they'll trade a tower for... Or I guess a tower, flash, and ult for a Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned the last couple team fights. They have just not been able to get much done. They got the first 2 dragons of this game. Instead of trying to do another team fight and lose again, I think it makes a lot of sense to try to get something somewhere else on the map and just give that dragon.
Yeah,
We do have the Nocturne and the Rift Shield. We'll take the tier 1 mid here.
I don't know. I'm a I don't know, Rift user hater. I don't know. I feel like a lot of teams use the Rift in poor situations. Maybe he had to use it there. I guess I wasn't really checking that, but there's nothing to get. You don't really need the mid lane pressure to go for an objective, and there was no teammates really to try to get that second crash. So using it on a tower that's at 40% health, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater, but used it nonetheless. Mid lane tower are going to go down. We'll see if they can turn that into some overall map pressure as Atacon's going to spawn here at this 20-minute mark. Elysium up 3.5k gold.
Omega is starting this directly on spawn, though. I don't think Elysium has any idea that that is what is happening. They might find out soon when they don't see anyone on vision. How they're going to have to take it quick here. It is down to 3,000 already. Still no idea for ELY, and they're going to sneak that away.
Yeah, and that's obviously I'm a big fan of saying support's the most important role. That's one of the requirements right there. You have to have every objective worded, especially on a tank. You can somewhat safely get some vision on it. Maybe you can point to... Can't tell. Tell me if I'm wrong whether or not the Ziggs has a blue word or not.
He does not. It looks like a yellow to me.
So, yeah, so
still?
I don't know. Two people with blue wards, and your mid laner doesn't have a blue ward. Someone on their team should be able to get vision on the Atacon. Maybe they knew, or they assumed, and they were just going to give it anyway. Don't really know why they would, but they opted to Scion to push the bot wave to base and send Ziggs bot. Going to be a free Atacon. I don't know. I mean, it's just on paper, Elysium definitely is ahead, but we haven't seen a fight in a while. We've only seen 2 ults come out,
Morel.
spoken into existence.
Got Volibear on the back line here, but he is feared away with the ult, trying to get to this Nocturne to shut him down. Will get there. Now Storm. Oh, here comes the Scion from the side, looking for that Asol. Asol surely goes down here. Set with the big ult. Pulls in the Zeri. Will kill the Zeri, but now it finds themselves in the middle of 3. Can they get out? Can they bring anyone with them? No, it was close. Rogue Gorilla almost dead there, but was in fact able to get out. So a lot of fighting back and forth. I believe that was a 3 for 2 in favor of Elysium here.
Yeah, and Elysium ultimately started that fight, so to make it a 3 for 2, you definitely take those. As I'm trying to look at summoners spent and whatnot, fairly even across the board. I would have liked to have seen Zeri space a little bit better and survive that one, but Set had his sights on the Zeri and got that kill. So a nice ult by Terran to join the fight, and followed by the TP by Big News. And that's what you have to do if you're Elysium. Someone steps too far forward, you have the Rel, you have the Nocturne over the top. It's just after that initial burst, are you strong enough to get away from the Jinx, from the Asol? And that one worked out as we have Dragon spawning in 25 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big differences from game 1 to this one, and we have some action right here. Let's see. 8,000 stepping forward. Able to eat a lot, but Jinx all alone. What are you doing? You cannot be there, Concrete. That is a double kill now. Great Rogue Gorilla ult trying to pull in. Storm just misses the knockback on that satchel charge. And that is 2 kills being donated by Omega to the side of ELY.
Yeah, just playing a little too loose there. As we're going to see Set go for Storm here, but Storm might take out Asol. Is going to get that kill. Now Set's going to just passing ships in the night, walk away as once again Rel's going to TP back into the fight.
That Rel TP is OP, let me tell you.
I mean,
Rogue Gorilla looking very good. I don't know if they're looking good for that teleport, but, you know, they do look good.
It gives you that pressure that you need to be able to start that fight. But yeah, as you mentioned, Big News went top. ELY knows the Set doesn't have TP, and then Jinx gets spotted out in mid lane all by her lonesome. Have to remember the other team has a Nocturne, and that ult is coming up again here. So yeah, you just gotta stay. Maybe that's one of the situations where if you're AD carry, you blame your team, right, for not sticking with you.
I don't that one.
That one's stretching.
I think you let that wave come to you under tier 2 right there. You want the CS, you want to scale as Jinx, but when you have a 9-1 Nocturne, you cannot go anywhere alone. We have another fight over here. Just a little bit of poke coming through on both sides. 8,000. They don't know he's there. Jinx puts down the traps. Nightmare, however, is the one that gets the kill on this Asol. His 4th one of the game. A TP from the Scion. Terran shows up, but everyone has finished fighting by the time he's there. So he says, you know what? I'm just going to go back now.
Yeah, nice play. Oh, we're going to see the Nocturne going to ult the Set bot lane. Zeri's there to follow. Should be a free kill here as long as Zeri doesn't get caught.
Ooh, does pop the barrier.
You have to know it's coming. You have to know it's coming.
And just like that, there is the calls to the Baron. They know Zeri's low. They know that Mango is bot. However, I don't know if they have the damage. They are low here. Looks like it's going to be a 50-50. Oh, red team. Mango gets the Baron. It looked like 8,000 may have missed that smite. And now it's just a Jinx all alone.
Storm's here for the fight.
8,000.
8,000 should go down here.
Oh,
once again,
it's going to take
free
the 6
kills.
with them.
The carries have to know when the free kills there, just to back off, a little bit. I don't know. Mango for a second looked like he got distracted by the scuttle, and said, "Oh, while I'm here, I guess I'll use my smite." Gets the free Baron, and all momentum on the side of EOI. Might be a tough one to come back from here, as they're soon gonna get at least 1, if not 2 towers with this Baron.
Yeah, I mean, in game 1, we really saw, you know, good games all around. However, Concrete had a very good game 1, had a lot of peel on that Sivir, was able to stand behind his front line and just free fire on ELY. Has not had that same experience at all in game 2 on this Jinx. No front line for him. The volley, the set, both going in on repeat, and you just have this Jinx and Asol in the backline with no one around to protect them.
Yeah, this one's looking a little tough. There was moments there in the early going into the mid game where OG looked really strong, but Jinx is already going to get chunked down to 75% health, 50% health. Nocturne all going to come through. Aesol going to come through to peel, but not going to be fast enough. Ro going forward, going to stun up Nightmare. Can they get the kill? They will. A late TP once again. Big news right in the middle of the team. Should go down. Does he take anybody with him? No. A 0 for 3 with Baron buff up.
Yeah, this is all but over here in game 2. Now a 10,000 gold lead, a 12-1 Nocturne, 5-2 Zeri with 3 items, almost 4. And that's never good if you're Volibear that you're having to ult the wrong way to safety.
Yeah, gonna walk up, just ult away. Have to know that that tower's going down, especially with the Baron, especially with the Ziggs. This one's going to be a tough one to come back from. I don't want to say a free dragon, because everyone is going to spawn, but big news is not going to be up to be able to TP to this dragon fight, so do they GeeZ for a fight before the dragon? I'd like to see more of the Baron use here. You really need a third dragon?
I
Should be
don't know
free.
that you do.
Should be free, I
But
guess. I guess you want it. You have a Nocturne.
maybe. I think that you could get it later on either way, but free stuff is great. Oh my gosh, that chunk right there from the Ziggs Storm. He is close to finishing death cap here on Ziggs at 29 minutes. Did just back. That could be for the death cap, but
Nope.
I guess it wasn't.
Not yet.
Backed and didn't buy anything. Okay.
The Nocturne
Interesting.
notably does have the GA up. So this next team fight, especially if it's a 5v5, might just be for the game.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, he has GA. He has 3 items. He has a 3-level advantage right now. Mango in the jungle, actually the highest level in the game. Usually it's a solo laner, but when you have 12 kills, 8 assists, and 243 farm, you're doing pretty much everything right here.
Terran just going to clip big news there. Just a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy there in the bot lane. Rel's going to TP into mid lane as Mango's going to base. I assume nothing crazy will happen. Baron will spawn in a minute and a half.
Interesting. Does ELY try to make something happen before this Baron, or are they content to just kind of hang back, set up, and, you know, you get the vision right, it should be free.
If ELY knows that they have the TP advantage, you're gonna base here. You're gonna send Sion back bot lane. Yeah. Well, I guess both their solo laners have TP. You have the vision control top side. If you're ELY, I think you just go in, clear some vision, start the Baron. If it's free, take it. Otherwise, just try to bait Omega into a team fight. I mean, maybe Omega likes the jungle fight because you have the Aesol. But it feels like any 5v5 fight, unless they absolutely troll it, should be free for Elysium. Actually going to send Ziggs bot. I guess the same thing. Either way, you have TP. Nonetheless, big news is not quite up yet.
It looks like the call for Omega is to try to get this Ziggs. 3 members collapsing on him. Surely he's going to die here. Blows them up quickly, and that's before Baron even spawns.
Yeah, so a little bit of a maybe a macro blunder. Pushed too far, too early. ELY can push this top wave out, circle back for the Baron, but somebody has to back for the set here pretty soon. TP's going to come in from the Aesol. It looks like Omega's going to take this 4v4 fight. Set's TP is up now, though.
Set is backing, so will be available for this fight. Storm's still down for another 23 seconds.
Set
although
based.
Baron is up now.
I don't know. I don't like that. Just keep pushing. You take that tower.
Yeah. It should have been a free tower if you wanted it. Instead, he decides to join his team. Jinx does back there. That is the third item on Jinx. Eventually, even if you're down, you get enough gold, you do come online with this Jinx.
Yeah, just need to get that first kill. And playing S5 in the jungle, obviously you have a Ziggs damage, you have the Rel CC, but it makes it a lot tougher on the Nocturne to single out one champion. This one's gonna be interesting. Are we gonna fight in lane?
Ziggs is back up now. They got the pick, but unable to take advantage of anything there from Omega. And it's just a nice little dance around the mid lane with Baron up.
The calm before the storm. Rogue's gonna go in, flash ult. Mango's gonna ult onto the Jinx. But Mango's gonna go super low. Nightmare's going to Zhonya's. Is not gonna get taken down. And we have the set in the backline. Gonna pop the GA for the Nocturne. Riley gonna live with a sliver of health. Gonna take down the Volibear. Everyone's low for the side of ELY, but everyone's still alive. The heal comes through. I mean, Concrete and Poodle both have a lot of health, but Nightmare super low. I mean, it's an 0 for 2. If you're ELY, you definitely take those. You can base and go straight to this Cloud Soul. As long as Rogue doesn't get popped, going to live with 10 HP. But the old TP from Terran Scion gonna... Oh, and quick flash for Poodle.
Poodle forced a flash there.
Ult's back
Another
up.
ult thing in. Oh, but the big shutdown.
Terran should... Oh, going to get the snare from Poodle. Still should be a free Cloud Soul. I mean, Volibear is going to run there, but you have 4 members for ELY almost to this dragon. Even without the Nocturne, should be free. Should have enough damage. And we're still in it. I mean, over a 10k gold lead for ELY, but Omega trying to fight back in these team fights.
That was probably the first team fight we saw where Concrete was able to free fire. Now, being 2-5 and 3 on this Jinx, they are behind, unable to affect it as much, but with enough items, if they're able to find that angle again, will be successful.
Zyra ult gonna come through. Set is on the back line. Rel is on the back line.
Nightmare gets the kill there. Set with the ults. Flies under. Oh, hits the uppercut and walks away, still alive.
Break the wrist, walk away. Gonna take those. Asol spitting here at the 36-minute mark. Yeah, if your carries can stay behind the front line for Omega, your team fights might just work out. Concrete gonna get excited. Asol going in. Volibear gonna ult the tower. Asol maybe going too far. Nocturne going to try to ult away. Jinx rocket going to hit Mango. And did we speak too soon as Omega has some life, a bunch of shutdowns, a bunch of gold. Now within 6k gold.
We said this Jinx was a ticking time bomb. The Asol was a ticking time bomb. But I thought it was too much.
They fight here. It might be a throw. You need your 12 kill Nocturne alive. Or do you? Scion's gonna ult in. Zeri gonna ult in. Gonna take Poodle.
Zeri going.
Forget that we have a very strong Zeri alive. Gonna run down Concrete. And what?
That might have been an overstay that cost them the game right here. Very long death timers, 50 seconds.
Both teams trying to throw the game. Who's gonna do it last? Have Baron up. Nocturne has spawned in. For the side of ELY, you might just circle around, take this second Baron of the game with Ziggs. Split pushing bot. No TP up. Looks like Ziggs is gonna start walking towards Baron. Maybe.
Yep. GA did get bought by Concrete. after that death, by the way.
Big News is gonna go in. Gonna
Ooh.
almost pop Riley Sauce, but not quite. Still in there. Nightmare able to fly. Q away. Nocturne ult gonna come through. Big News gonna go down the 62-second timer. Mango gonna go in. Volibear gonna ult straight up and down. Rogue Gorilla gonna go down. Can Soul kill anybody? No. Poodle gonna get the snare. Gonna get the ult off. Jinx
Still
Rocket
has
came
not
through.
been in this fight.
I mean, you have the numbers
We
of
have-
your ELY, but Concrete is pretty strong. The mid lane push is in favor of Omega. I mean, are we just going to have a 50-minute banger here?
That's what it is looking like. And eventually, when everyone is at full build, it doesn't matter who has a gold is even. And it looks like it might be getting to that. That's Elysium had the gold lead. They looked like they had this in the bag, and a couple rough team fights, couple kills on this Jinx, on this Asol, have gotten Omega back into it.
This feels like one of those games where, for how long it's going, if Omega pulls it out, if I was a betting man, I'd say 3-0, just because going down 2-0 in a super long game feels terrible as far as your momentum goes. But if you're Elysium and you take this one out, I mean, five game series incoming.
Ooh. 5-game series, all hour-long games.
Mm,
I'm ready for it. We got this.
5:30 a.m. alarm is going to hit different in the morning, but that's okay. It's part of it. Here we are.
Well, right now, Mango on this Nocturne is hitting different. He is at 13 kills and
Up 100
is
CS.
at full build. So it's great to improve your CS numbers, but not really necessary to do any farming right now.
Yeah, just the buffs maybe. But I guess
He
everybody
he
not the
did
Scion.
just take his Gromp for some reason. Not really sure why. Doesn't need any more gold, but that's okay.
I mean, he wants to sell boots.
Makes
He
you
doesn't
look
need the
better.
boots to ult in, right? So
That's true.
let's do another.
We've seen this many times. Omega
There we go. The fight for the game.
starting,
Oh,
but they heard the Scion ult coming.
does ELY start
And-
it? No. They know this is probably the fight for the game. Elder is going to spawn in 40 seconds. Do we just get some mid-wave shoves, or will Rel flash W ult in? I think he's just push the wave and go for Elder, huh? Or do you even want to fight? I guess you want to fight. I don't know.
Whoever wins the next team fight probably wins the game, like you mentioned. Now, we do have 3 GAs that are all active right now. We have Mango and Riley Sauce on one side, both with GAs, and on the other side, Concrete has the GA. So these carries, you're going to have to put them down twice in this next fight.
Yeah, it just depends. I don't know. It depends on where they die. I feel like the Jinx is a lot more valuable just because kind of the AoE damage the Asol can put out. Because here we go.
They find Set on the side. Is he able to get out? He does. Scion flashes after him. Can Set stay alive long enough? Ooh,
Storm's
big
nice
chunk from
damage.
Storm.
Nice
The
set
Zeri
ult
ult
into
comes
4
through.
people.
Asol there. Jinx is excited on the back line, firing. That is 2 down. It is a 2-0 in the favor of Omega Gaming.
And 0 GAs were popped.
We like to call that good target selection, I think is what we call it.
Yeah.
You
We'll
don't
see.
kill the people who can't die. Now, with them going for Baron here, do they try to melt the Elder?
I mean, Nocturne
It doesn't
ult is
look like
back
they're
up.
going to.
I think if you're Nocturne, you just ult in. You know, I guess you don't know they're doing it. You assume they're doing it. Gonna get spotted out here.
And
he's gonna do it.
Gets
The
the
swipe
Baron.
diff,
Oh,
barely.
Will it cost him his life? No, he does flash away. The Jinx flashes forward.
Rel's gonna TP in.
We'll
It
get
might
this.
be too
We'll get
late.
this. This Jinx is excited.
So you get the Baron.
Falls. And then go straight to Elder. Now you do have a 4-3 advantage right now. Will the Elder Dragon, that is probably the most game-winning buff you can get in League of Legends.
Jinx Rocket
And it
still.
looks like because of the health bars, it's not going to be a contest here.
And you have to assume with the Baron, with the Elder, you just take a team fight and it should go in your favor. You have, I guess both sides still have the GAs up. You have the Zonias from the ASOL, but the Elder buff with these death timers, as soon as Zig's up, I think you just take the fight.
Yeah, I agree. Now Ziggs won't have those buffs because
True.
Storm was dead. As we look through these builds, almost every single person at 4.5 items or 5 on both sides, except supports, but we know support lives don't matter, so
Okay. Just because you play support Ash, don't mean you have to take it out on sports.
Right, Nocturne off to the side, but we do have 4 members here. For ELY, pushing down the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the inhib, but you definitely would like to see maybe at least one person split pushing. I know you have the Nocturne split pushing, has the ult that can ult in, so maybe that's good enough as you're not going to TP in.
That
Gonna
is...
pop the Jinx.
And that should be game here.
The set, though, going to take out the backline. Can set get 2, chasing down Riley Sauce, but the Elder is going to pop. Terran hitting the tower. Should be a free inhib. Triple kill for this Zarya that has not been mentioned enough this game. Sneakily 12-3, still with the JA up for both members of ELY. And this should be a 1-1 series getting tied up here as ELY is going to take game 2 in this best of 5 quarterfinals match.
Ooh. That was a long one. It was back and forth. I really thought that ELY was going to wrap that up a little bit sooner. But you know, a win is a win. And just looking at this end of game screen, 70,000 damage for Storm on that Ziggs. Now, was 7 and 8, but definitely putting that damage in there. We mentioned 12 and 3 Riley Sauce, Mango on that Nocturne. Not the most damage in the game, but so impactful early. Was able to just gank on repeat, get his lanes ahead, and eventually win the game.
Yeah, that was a very interesting one. The Ziggs had maybe a little rough early, but yeah, 70k damage. Who cares what your stat line is if you're gonna put that much damage out? Who cares who kills your kills in the late game team fights? So yeah, I mean, good showing by ELY. OG Omega Gaming fought back multiple times, a lot of back and forth. 45-minute banger, but gonna go ELY's way. Just so we don't have to accidentally run an ad in the middle of next game, we're going to throw it to a quick break, and then we'll be back for draft of game 3, and I'm sure everyone can use a little bit of a break after watching the 45-minute banger. So we'll be back in a few minutes, and on to draft for game 3. Stick around.
All right, I hope everyone had a chance to go grab a drink, maybe run to the restroom, you know, catch your breath after that last game 2. Certainly a banger, almost 50 minutes long, and we saw ELY come and tie up the series. So we are looking at 1 game apiece for Omega and ELY Elysium here at the quarterfinals for Rivals League Season 2. Both teams now waiting to get into draft. Looks like we're just waiting on one player now. CB, thoughts on that banger? Are you ready for game 3? Did you catch your breath? Are you going to be able to stay
I
awake?
I hope whoever wins game 3 wins game 4. Um, but we'll see whenever we get there. Yeah, that was I guess we were lucky game 1 that we got like a 28-minute. So um, maybe we'll alternate. Who knows? We are going to have another side swap. So every team that gets to pick has been picking red. OG gonna opt to go back to red side here, as red side's 2-0 so far in this series. As we are getting the ready checks from both sides here in draft. Game 3 in the Rivals draft format, you only get the first 3 bands. So only first phase bands, nothing in the second phase, because there are now 40 champs
40,
off the board.
40 champs at the beginning of this. We're going to get 6 bands. So when the picks are made, there will be 46 champs off of the table. Gonna have to reach deep into the champion pool by the time game 4 starts, because there will have to be a game 4. There will be 56 champs off the table. So
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Where some people are really excited for whenever you have to dig this deep into your champ pool, and some people not so happy about it, especially if you catch some target bans and you go late into this series, having to play like your 8th best champion in a playoff game maybe feels kind of bad if you have a shallow champ pool. But I don't know. Some say Rivals League is made for the people with deeper champ pools. We'll see if anybody ends up struggling, and what's the spiciest pick that's going to come out of this draft, as we have support top mid bands coming out from ELY, and then a jungle mid AD carry band coming out. So nobody really catching a target ban. We'll see if ELY opts to take another jungle with the first pick, and it's actually going to be a mid laner.
I mean, if you don't have very many mid laners left that you're comfortable with, you might not care too much about the counter pick, and it's gonna lock in one that you are good with. Not too often you see 2 mid laners taken as the first 2 picks, but the Ari going to be locked in. The Annie is, and looks like Varus is being covered right now.
The Annie could be flexed to support.
It could be. It could
I think
be.
it's been played once or twice support this split. Don't think it fared the best, but could be a potential if you have something like, I don't know, a Rakan or something crazy come out, or maybe even a Enchanter might be okay for the Annie, but nonetheless, should be a Varus 80 carry. Coming out. We've seen Varus top. We've also seen tank Varus 80 carry. So
There's some interesting things that you see once you get deep in the series. Jhin, not the most common ADC that you see chosen nowadays. Not really a meta pick per se, but definitely comfort for some people. It looks like it is going to be probably Riley Sauce piloting that this game.
Jhin support. I've seen that once or twice before. Never seen it do well, but who knows? No, most everybody at this point are on their 4th or worst best champ, but some people have a big champ pool, as we see the Amumu get picked again. Could be flex support, but I'm gonna assume it's a jungle Amumu for Mango.
Yeah, definitely an easy champ to pilot. My choice when I get put in the jungle, because it's the only thing I have hands for. But definitely a little bit different than the champions he played in the first 2 games. So we'll see how that fares. Zach going to be the answer for Omega here.
Yeah, again, assume that one's gonna be jungle. I think we've seen Zach actually a few times played top this split. If you just need that tank probably one of those things where it's 90% going jungle, but if it looks fine going top, maybe you flex it and pick something else jungle. These bans that are coming out, of course, don't mean anything. I might be able to actually cover them up. Who knows?
Yeah, these are champs that were already banned in previous games because of the Rivals draft. That is a Fearless Iron Man combination. They were already off the table anyways, but instead of having to wait the full 30 seconds, our team's choosing to speed up the process just slightly.
There we go. Cool. Now there's no confusion. Yeah, waiting the extra couple minutes for the bans. Never fun, especially when it starts to get late at night. So no second phase bans. Nautilus hovered for support, so fair to say that's going to be Nautilus support blind. I'm not the biggest fan of a Nautilus blind, just because there are about 8 supports that I feel are pretty good into Nautilus, but some of them are banned. So the Zillion, the Braum, Zyra's even decent. The Rail's off the board. Do we see the Bard make another appearance? We touched on it on a previous stream that the
And
Bard is super hit or miss. And we'll see how Rogue wants to pilot it this time. I think it's fine with Nautilus. Yeah, Alistar would have been a good one. Tark. I like Thresh and Renata as well into Nautilus, but
I think the MF support might have hit it a little hard here.
MF
I've seen some players pull it off, like myself. I mean, just saying.
You've seen some people play it, yeah. I'll pull it off, a little stress, but
highest damage of the game, you know. Who needs a front line?
True. We're gonna see the Renekton come out for top lane. What's gonna be the counter pick into it for big news? Is it gonna be the Zac, or will it be a Darius? So some more action this game, as we might have 0 tanks in the top lane if Darius gets locked in. And it will be.
I like this. We just had 2 guys hitting each other with wet pool noodles, and now we got it slugging it out up in the top lane.
Yeah, so the top lane will get even more camera time, as mid lane, probably nothing too crazy unless we get some ganks. Something to note, of course, we have Mango on an engaged tank. Past 2 games, we've had him on more of a carry jungler. Some say Amumu is a carry jungler, just depending on how many kills you want to steal with your early entries. But yeah, 2 engaged tanks in the jungle. A lot of fighting top lane and even bot lane with the Nautilus, with the Bard. We'll see the playmaking. If Bard wants to play more of the roaming style, if Nautilus is going to match that, gonna be an interesting one. Okay, you see both drafts, or the draft of both teams. It's 1-1. I think you picked OG. Did you pick OG both games?
I did pick them both.
Sticking with that trend?
You know, I really don't like the Jhin. You know, some say that I've gone to the church of, you know, my favorite man, LS, before, and so I'm not a big Renekton fan. He can fall off pretty hard. I'm gonna stick with OG on this one, just from those 2 picks. Not a huge fan. Also, you know, maybe they make me eat my words. Rogue Gorilla, you could do that, but not a big Bard believer either. So, you know, I like the Arya, I like the Amumu. The other 3 kind of suck. I think on the side of Omega, all 5 of those champions are champions I've seen be successful. You know, in comp, they all kind of have a cohesive way that makes sense to me, and don't have as much on the other side.
Okay, fair enough. So as of right now, ELY? No, am I tripping? Omega's on the right side, right? As of right now,
Correct.
Zac is lined up top lane. Darius is lined up in the jungle. We'll see if they stick to that. I believe the rules are written to where you can swap up until the 30-minute mark. We'll see or 30-second mark.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, 30-second mark. We'll see if they're just trying to pull off something sneaky. But that would be interesting if we were to see the Zac go top and the Darius go jungle.
That that could change my mind a little bit here.
I mean,
We'll see. We'll see.
I like the question marks for me are around the Bard. It just it always seems like it's either the champ that is a big hand in why your team wins the game, or it's just those one or two ults in the late game that kind of trolls your team in a team fight. Um, that kind of ruins it for the team. So I don't know. I rocked with it last time. It didn't look necessarily super great, but I'm gonna rock with it again. I'm gonna give Rogue another carry shot here on the Bard. So I don't know. I'm gonna rock with ELY. I do like the Varus Nautilus pairing, especially with the Zac over the top, but um, spiciness of the Bard will rock with that one.
Okay. All right. I personally have never trolled my team with a Bard ult, but I also have never played Bard to throw an ult, so
Mm.
that could be why.
Fair enough. We will have to see as we load up for this game 3. We're gonna throw it to a quick break, and when we're back, we will be on the Rift for game 3, series tied 1-1, best of 5, playoffs, quarterfinals, Rivals League Split 2. That's all I got. Okay, stay tuned.
Welcome back to Game 3 of the quarterfinals between ELY, Elysium, and Omega. We have seen 5 points in every game, but this time we got some action going on. Omega sent 4 people down mid, and it looks spicy for a second, but it looks like they're just going to go back to the 5 point.
Yeah, so no level 1 fighting, but of course something to note, we're going to assume that Storm takes this Renekton to the top lane. Of course, you are allowed to lane swap top and mid, so we kind of assumed it would eventually happen this series, but here we have it in game 3. So Renekton into the Zac, Ahri into the Annie, and we'll see. Storm back to his, I don't even know, I assume it's his main role. It was the last split, has been playing mid all of this split, but back to top lane we go.
Yeah, it's a little wrench thrown in for ELY right here. A little bit of coming out. Rilla and Riley Sauce trying to get spicy, but they're the ones who eat most of the damage here.
Interesting choice for ELY, and it's going to cost Bard half of his health.
Yeah, he doesn't need that.
He has heal, he has spellbook, so.
Right, big news. Used to facing off against Terran in the first few games here. He's got Storm this time, who you may remember from season 1, might have been the best top laner in the league, some would say. At least in the regular season.
Some people were whispering. We do have still 4 TPs, but we did spice it up a little bit and take 2 cleanses for the 80 carry. So a little bit different, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Makes sense. You want to cleanse that Verisalt. Also, the Amumu ult on the other side.
Last game we had the 2-piece chicken McNuggets right before the 5-minute mark. Do we have any kills? Storm, I mean, if you're big news, you know Storm's still there.
Storm getting very aggressive here.
Has the flash, but does he match the flash for flash? Nope.
With that Zac passive, you could probably proc the passive, but unlikely to get the kill at that point. So Storm will let him back, use his TP, and have that TP advantage for his team.
Mumu gonna spot out the Darius on the bot scuttle. Gonna go straight for the top scuttle, knowing that you're not gonna win that fight, especially with your bot lane under tower. Heal's gonna come out. Rogue gonna get caught. No.
Oh.
it has flash still, opting not to use the flash, knowing that it can get the heals. I'm not gonna pretend to know what the Bard ability is called, but from the Bard. Portals, lily pads.
Now, Concrete did use Flash trying to get that kill. Thought he was going to get it, but Concrete unable to secure the kill. So no Flash on this Varus.
Dragon will spawn in 45 seconds. Amumu pathing top lane. Darius will see. I'll have to see where the Darius goes. Maybe they both go another top to bot before this first dragon. Doesn't look like we're going to get any kills before the 5-minute mark, though. So another snoozer early.
Yeah, both teams being, I'm going to say, being very disciplined early. I like to look at things positively over here. Ooh, nice stun by Nightmare on the Annie. Gonna put some big damage into Terran there. The Amumu is on the top side. But with that passive up, I don't think that they can make the tower dive here. Does stick around though, so Mango losing a little bit of tempo here, as was clearing top to bot.
Electrocute proc gonna come out. Rogue gonna miss the Q onto Nightmare with a nice little sidestep, so does not have to flash. As Omega has the Dragon Prio.
$8,000 does pull in Rogue Gorilla. Now Darius here trying to fight, but Mango uses Smite to secure his chickens.
True. I can swap the top and mid champs in the leaderboards. It's just the names won't match. That's why I opted to not. Per sources.
Now the Baron is going to be started for Omega here.
Yeah, Moon's basing should be a free first dragon for Darius. Nautilus hook going to hit, but Rogue just gonna take the journey to safety.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We got a Tibbers splitting in the mid lane here from Nightmare. And 7 minutes in, we still don't have a first blood. Storm does have ult available, but big news. Actually ahead in CS at this point. It's pretty negligible though. Right across the board, it is almost the same, except Concrete does have a little bit of a lead over Riley Sauce, excuse me, and Rogue Gorilla, the support. Now Mango, once again, hanging out on this top side of the map. It looks like the plan here is to try to get this Renekton of Storm ahead, as he has spent a lot of time on that top side looking for something. Has been unable to find it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as champs go, I'd say Zach is a fairly safe champ for those ganks. Obviously, yeah, Amumu has a ton of CC, but ability to jump away and the flash and the passive should be a big challenge.
Ooh, a flash forward. But Poodle misses the hook. I guess they weren't talking because Poodle hooked where he would have gone if he wasn't pulled by 8,000.
They both just wanted to be the playmaker.
It looked good. It just didn't work out for him. Now both supports are up here. It should be a 4-for-4. Big news, however, still in lane. Not sure if he's going to join this team or if they're going to just give. Pings are coming out, however, so big news. Well, could make a pretty big entrance.
Waiting for the Zach. Zach's going to hit the Bard going. CC both the Bard and the Amumu. The Amumu ult's going to come through. Going to CC a bunch of people, but 8,000's Darius going to get the first blood.
Ooh, Storm misses the flash over the wall, but maybe he didn't want to flash. He's killing everyone.
Poodle thought Storm was dead to rights, but not quite with the healing.
Ooh.
Interesting. I thought for sure Storm would just attack the passive of Zac, but Zac gonna come back to life and take the kill. 3 for 2 trade for Omega, but ELY is gonna take 2 of the grubs, I guess. Yeah, I didn't see Omega actually got one of them.
That was a pretty even fight back and forth. Right now, Omega with about 1,000 gold lead here. Concrete could be in trouble, forced to flash.
Flash ult fade away.
Nice poke by Concrete right there. But Rogue Gorilla able to eat his food, or I think this skin that looks like ramen noodles to me. I don't know. Could be wrong.
You're canceled.
Fair enough. And as we've seen so often, Rogue Gorilla with a TP back to lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, 2 people fighting. Now, Big News does not have his passive. So if Storm was able to get onto him, could secure the kill right here.
It does have flash, does have ult. I assume is going to be pretty safe. Storm's going to opt to go back and get the wave. Should be able to push that wave in topside. Drag's going to spawn in 40 seconds. And I mean, the side of Omega has at least the bot side prio, especially with the Amumu pathing top lane. Gonna say a free dragon.
Yeah, Darius is there. They will be able to start it on spawn if they want to. Does look, however, Darius is going back into his lane, and Mango once again hovering this top side, possibly looking for a tower dive here, but he will be spotted on vision. So the Zac just going to walk away.
Amumu all gonna come through. Big News gonna have to ult to try to get to safety. Gonna CC Mango up twice. But with Storm on the way, Mango's gonna go back and try to get the kill.
Splashes
Back and
all
forth.
around. Not a whole lot happening for now. Both mid laners are coming up. Meanwhile, 8,000 is soloing this dragon. Ooh, nice charm over the wall hit by Terran. We'll take a little bit of chunk out of Nightmare there. Now 8,000 is coming up behind this bot lane. They see everyone top. They know that these two are isolated alone. He did ping it, but instead looks like he's instead going to go for the counter jungling.
Yeah, gonna opt back up there just because ELY's bot lane is under the tower. Kind of tough to gank that one, especially with the Rogue Gorilla having heal and ult up. Might be a tough tower dive. We're gonna see Storm go in onto Big News. Just a little beefy boy up there. Already has the Bambi Cinder, and
Bommy Cinder, I think it is. Maybe.
What'd you call me?
Exactly.
Has the fire and the heal cut. That's what I'll go with. Storm is up 20 CS at 13 minutes.
It was pretty even, but the Amumu hovering definitely caused Big News to miss a couple waves there, as he did have to fall back under his tier 2.
Turret plating will fall soon.
So early 2 dragon lead for Omega. We'll see if that ends up being an early soul or not. I think mainly due just because the bot lane's been having a lot of prio for the side of Omega. No objective up right now. Storm's going to get the push into top side, so can they collapse on 8,000 here? Might be a little too late, unless he just does that and goes right back into the Amumu. Amumu's going to Q, Amumu's going to ult, and you had to have known that Storm is going to be there. Storm's going to flash forward for Nightmare. Nightmare's going to ult. Tibbers is going to come out. Poodles. Poodle. A nice Bard ult. Going to stop Annie in the tracks, and Poodle's going to go down as well, so don't look now, but Storm's carry top lane Renekton is 5-1 at 14 minutes.
That was a huge play, and all started with 8,000 getting picked in the opposing jungle. And you see it so many times in solo queue. Someone dies, and you just keep walking in trying to save them one at a time. That's exactly what happened there.
I don't know, that was a interesting choice by 8,000 just to walk into the jungle. You knew Storm was off the map. So I don't know, you knew you were going to get collapsed on. I mean, maybe you thought for a second Mango wasn't there. We're going to see 8,000 going to try to grab Riley Sauce. Riley Sauce just going to miss it. Mango's here to cover the dive. And we do have ults from Concrete and 8,000. No ult for Mango. But Bard is going to show up. And now it's a 4v3.
Team members. Yeah, Terran is down here as well. However, Nightmare has...
The mid laners just want to farm. They keep getting pulled everywhere.
Outside of that one sequence, not a very bloody game again.
Q just going to miss the red buff. Gonna get stunned up by Nightmare. Almost one combos Mango. 8,000 gonna flash forward on the Darius. Gonna get that kill onto Mango. Dragon is up in 50 seconds, so the Amumu will be back on the map. Storm lurking in the mid lane, looking for a kill onto Annie. Might just start the Rift Herald by himself.
His jungle is dead. Big News is going to go take a look, see what's going on down there. And there are pinks coming out onto Storm, so they know he's there. Nightmare. Pushed in mid, started walking that way.
Storm is low, but is pretty strong into Big News. Can Storm stay alive? Going to go onto the Annie. Gonna full combo. Mango gonna come through with the Amumu ult, and Storm doing tons of damage. Eventually gonna go down, but
It's a 3-for-1 trade. And they do get the shutdown.
but they got the Rift Herald also.
Onto
3-for-1 and Rift.
That is a pretty big shot. Here comes Bard from behind.
What?
Ooh. Concrete showing
dip,
some
dive, and
fancy
dodging.
moves there.
Probably gonna turn around on Riley Sauce here, I have to assume. Riley gonna flash out of the way. Concrete gonna flash. Gonna take the kill. Now can Concrete take Rogue Gorilla here? Nightmare is here first before Terran. And more people gonna come down for this dragon fight. Big News gonna jump over the wall, gonna knock up two. Ari spitting over the wall. Rogue Gorilla gonna go in as well to try to help the team. Bard ult gonna catch two people. Mango exhausted. Mango will go down. A triple kill for Nightmare's Annie.
Okay, okay. Storm starting to get kills when they don't have to face Nightmare, but Nightmare says, I can do that too. I don't have to face you. So 4 kills now on the Annie, 5 on the Renekton.
Annie, 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. If you're Annie, you definitely like those clumped up team fights as long as you don't get CC'd to death. And we got some fighting here in this mid game. 1 kill difference,
Yeah,
1K difference.
It has the last few minutes definitely been a banger. Very impressed, by the way, for the Concrete in that bot lane. Was caught in the 2v1, ends up taking out Riley Sauce and Rogue Gorilla, having to flash to get out there. So great job right before that dragon by Concrete.
Hitting this little bit of a lull as we have Atacon spawning in 30 seconds on the top side. Both mid laners down bot side. TP up for the Ari, not up for the Annie though.
Yeah, neither top laner has TP, although they already are the right side of the map for Otacon.
We have the wave clear here for the bot side, bot laners of Omega. Do we see a mid lane fight? I assume not. You have the Bard ult followed by the Amumu if they want to try to start a fight here, but without Storm really on the map or Terran really down there in lane, gonna be kind of tough to start this one. Definitely want to get vision as we saw onto the Atacon we saw in the game 1, right? Got to keep your vision on the objectives.
Yeah, we've seen Omega take a couple objectives in this series, both game 1 and game 2, just by being there on spawn to take it. It's not going to be the case for this Otacon, but definitely going to need vision around that objective to make sure they don't do it. Now, Mango is on the bot side of the map. 8,000 also going to be. Both junglers going to be clearing towards that top side, towards that Otacon. Now just a little bit of a lull. Looks like Storm is going to... Oh, thought he was going to back. Instead, he's going to stay. Nightmare did just back. Going to get that Storm Surge finished on the Annie. Storm going in.
Yeah,
and coming out
tough.
from 8,000.
Be able to catch Storm. Storm does have flash. Going to get knocked up by the Zac ult. Storm going to ult, going to bleed out from the Darius. Mango going in, doing some damage, but Big News going to go down. The Bard ult's going to come through. Poodle's here. The Zac passive is popped. Tibbers running straight at Darren. And a 2-for-0 in favor of Omega.
Yeah, Storm just got caught right there. Great job by Big News in 8,000 with that. And Mango goes in trying to save his top laner. Got there just a little bit late. Riley Sauce trying to hit his ultimate here. Twiddle just body blocking.
Yeah, but they are getting shredded by this Atacon. We'll see if Riley Sauce and Rogue Gorilla want to go in. They're going to get hooked by Poodle. Going to cleanse the hook. Big News no longer has the passive, but Nimmer's not strong enough to run into Omega. Bard wants to go in. Storm's there.
But Storm does not make a play. Instead, it's Rogue Gorilla and the Bard going in alone. If you were the side of Elysium.
Yeah, a little bit of that staggered re-engage action. Not quite the 1 by 1 by 1 that we always see, but almost. So Bard went in. Storm said, "Nah, I'm good," and going to favor Omega there. Now up to a 5-kill lead, 3,000 gold advantage here in this game 3. They're going to start dragon, which I assume is going to be free for the third dragon of the game.
Now, Storm was pushing top, but instead decides to back here. May not have known they were on dragon, but could have probably taken that tier 2 if he continued to push there.
At this point, the 6-3 Annie, super strong. The Varus, of course, going to be spitting if he can stay out of the CC range. The Renekton, which was 5-1 to start the game, has fallen to 5-4. Still going to be strong if they can get onto one of the squishy champs, but the Annie CC layered with the Nautilus CC and the Zac CC, it's going to be tough if Omega can stay grouped in the team fights.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be a lot harder for ELY in these team fights now. A great Amumu ult, a great Bard ult can always turn the tides. $8,000 fought all alone. Was he pushed too far? It looks like he was.
It's going to take
But
both
his team able to
ults.
pull him out.
Zac going to fly in, going to pop the Bard. Now we have a full-on fight. Storm right in the middle of everybody. Concrete free firing. Storm able to cash in, cash out. Now it's a 1-for-1 trade.
1000 was able to get out with his life, and instead of backing out, followed his team in. Just gonna pay for that with his life. Because of health bars being low. Does look like Omega's gonna get tier 1 in the mid lane.
Yeah, a little free tower action. Health bar is going to be the difference there, Storm. Back in the mid lane, but I think Poodle will be able to base. No problem. Annie going to go bot lane. Zac going to go top lane, push out some waves. Varus will base. Storm will push the wave out. Baron is up. Guess neither team really has prio or vision of it. We'll see what the supports opt to do here for the ward placement. Interesting use of a pink ward as your sweeper's going, but hey, what do I know?
Big news, pushed out the top wave. Probably smartly decides to back instead of staying for the tower. This could have been collapsed on. Now it looks like Omega's trying to get vision deep in the blue side jungle. And it looks like they're going to try to collapse onto the Renekton here. Storm forced to ult, but the whole team is here. He may not have... That was a 5 versus 1 and the... However, that means there's numbers elsewhere on the map. ELY, the remaining 4 members, going to take the mid-tier 2 turret.
Yeah, and I mean, a nice counterplay after your Renekton gets caught. Renekton obviously up way too far with no vision of any members on the side of Omega, so you'd like to see Elysium either push mid a lot faster than that. I think Storm is just kind of dead to rights, no reason to try to TP out there. The ult a little bit questionable, but I don't think he saw all the members of Omega yet, and Omega is going to 5-man start the Baron. I mean, Amumu's bot side river. We're going to see the TP come out from Storm into mid lane, but it's just going to be too little too late here.
They have no vision of this. They do now. But like you said, it's a little too late right now. Ari also with the teleport. Soul Lane teleports come in to try to dissuade the Baron. Does not work. They teleport for nothing. And Omega is going to get the Baron.
I feel like we should have done a counter of how many late TPs we're going to have in this series. Like that just super late, end up just being a walk back to lane type situation. I think we're good. We're at least up to like 8 or 9.
Yeah, you know, then
You just
That's
gotta,
why I don't take TP. That way I can't be late for it.
smart. So free Baron over to Omega. Dragon's gonna spawn in 45 seconds. Gonna be Soul for Omega, but I don't know. Elysium has the Prio, but it's not spawned up yet. Jin's basing, Ari's basing. It's gonna maybe be a fight for Vision. If you're Elysium, you have to fight over this dragon.
Yeah, I think so. You know, they are down 5,000 gold here.
Let's jump change. Let's get a quick
Exactly,
unpause. I don't know. With there still being 30 seconds left on the dragon, I guess if you feel like you're strong enough, as we'll wait the little spectator lag or the pause lag. I'm a big fan of just using the Baron in your lanes, and you can always give the dragon. But looks like Omega wants to take this fight. You do have a very strong Annie and Varus, both 10 stacks on the Dark Seal for the Annie. So I mean, if you're Omega, you feel like your team fight's strong enough here. Unless
Now,
you're
big
Zach.
news, just going to face check that right there. Uh-oh. Varus ult does miss. Mumu ult
Annie
comes
damage.
out. Oh man, this Annie is popping everyone.
Yeah, Annie nearly untouched. Once you got to the fight, that was just not very close. Caught out the Zac, but Zac's a little bit too tanky to be bush cheesing him. And it's gonna be a 4-for-1. So
Yeah.
I like using the Baron instead of going for the dragon, but if the other team's just gonna give you some free kills on your way to the dragon, then I guess you just take those. So now you have the Baron push as well as the dragon going down by the solo Darius. 4 members pushing bot lane, 5 more seconds until members of ELY spawn. Is it going to be an inhib? I assume so. Overstay?
You just fall back to dragon, right? Oh, well, 8,000 already did. That kind of just shows you in that last fight how ahead they really are. Big news, face checks a bush, eats basically all 5 team members. You have concrete on the Varus that whiffs everything in that team fight. And it didn't matter because Nightmare is so far ahead on Annie that they still walk away with all the kills.
Bart ult just gets the Nautilus. The big news is going to go in. The Jin goes down. The Renekton goes down. And with 5 members up, with the Baron up, I mean, I think going to push for the end here. You have 2 tanks
Can definitely
and
threaten it.
Ari. With the bot wave, it should be, as long as you don't troll it, should be game over here.
Yeah, still 18 seconds and 20.
He's gonna
Just
take
hit
1
the
tower,
towers,
gonna
that
take
is
2
gonna
towers.
Mumu ult.
Gonna get some kills for good measure. Wait a minute.
Now 8,000 diving the fountain there. Just wanted to let them know he was still here.
Sheesh. A 30-minute game here in game 3
Okay.
for Omega Gaming. Gonna go up 2-1 in the best of 5.
Ooh, definitely not the barn burner of last game, and you know, our voices do appreciate that.
I guess League doesn't want to give me an after-match screen, so
Okay, okay.
just
Well, I can I did happen to get one. So you know, as far as damage charts go, Nightmare on the Annie 28,000, Concrete at 26 on the Varus, and 22 was the high for Storm on the Renekton. A little bit lacking damage. I said I didn't like the Jhin. Riley, definitely a little rough game. After popping off in game 2, they finished 0-2-0 with only 6,000 damage in game 3. So
what you're saying is it
rough
wasn't super
time
close
for the
late.
Jhin. It was not super close late.
For whatever reason, your beautiful fans cannot see you on your camera.
Maybe oh yeah, maybe I should have turned on the light. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I-
just into the darkness. uh, but yeah,
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
so you had, I'd say, a convincing win game 1, a very, very close back and forth loss in game 2, and then after probably like the 15-minute mark, convincing win in game 3. So um, I don't know, if you're Omega Gaming, I think you're feeling pretty good after going up 2-1. Definitely is not over. Interested to see how Elysium's going to bounce back here. Are they going to swap back? I think it's more of a, it's probably not predetermined, if I had to guess. Probably be based on how draft plays out. I mean, the Renekton early game popped off, but at one point the Annie just got a little too strong, and the team fight for Omega was too much for Elysium. So, ba-bum.
I think it was you know, like we said, it looked really good early for Elysium. They got Storm on the Renekton. He was 5-1. They had the big lead. They had the kills where they wanted it, and they still could not pull out the victory in game 3. So probably a little disheartening way to lose when you have that lead, when you have that lead on the player that you wanted on. But they came back after that stomping in game 1. They definitely could come back in game 4 again. We might be here all night. If CB's alarm goes off in the morning for him to go to work in the middle of game 5, we do apologize for that.
Yeah, I think the sun's about to come up pretty soon. So that's why I have the window cam on tonight, so you guys can watch the sunrise with me if we go to 5 games. But I think if you're Omega Gaming, you're feeling confident that it's going to end in 4. If you're Elysium, if you won game 2, you know you can beat the team. Just a matter of, I don't know, stepping back and trying to figure out where you went wrong. It just seemed like both teams tried to team fight, and the team fight comp for Omega, once Annie picked up a few of those kills, not really, maybe one solo bolo, I don't remember, maybe none. Just got a lot of kills in those team fights. Just the CC was really tough for Renekton to do anything in those grouped up team fights. So we'll have to see how it goes as we start to get the lobby ready for Game 4 draft. Husky refuses to fix his camera. I think he already put on his face mask for the night.
It's a clay face mask, so don't want to be
Yeah. Say no more. Yeah.
too crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes time and money to look this good.
Fair enough. Do we have everybody? We do have everybody.
They're just not in order, so.
No, you're gonna play mid this game, right?
I could.
So you're lined up.
Yeah. Better watch out.
All right. Who?
I think anyone wants to see Husky mid.
Unexpected error with Vanguard.
Yeah, I got my camera back.
It was Vanguard that was holding your camera up.
That's true.
We'll see if maybe that's why I didn't show
if,
me the after match. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're Elysium. What do you have to change? What's their win con to pick up the game 4 win? Do they need to change something? Is it just team comp overall? Is it play style? I mean, no one's really like hard running it down or anything like that.
We saw game 1 and game 3 where they lost. They kind of had more of the early game comp. Game 2, they had the later comp, more scaling, and they had a 50-minute win. So maybe if you're Elysium, you try to go late game, you try to drag it to 50 minutes, and you try to win that way. Because these early game comps, even if they get the lead, just not working out for them as it eventually falls off.
True. Not sure of the reasoning. Maybe it's just a time thing. Maybe, who knows? Make up your own story in your mind. But it looks like we might be getting a sub for Elysium in the AD carry role. So
Now, I am not the expert on the rules, but because of that, does that also mean that bans will be active?
I'm 28% sure that Omega will gain a ban. So in game 4 and 4 and 5 of Rivals Draft, there are no extra bans. But if you bring in a sub, so because it is a rostered sub, it's not going to be anything too crazy like a E-sub penalty. But I believe, since there are no more bans, if you bring in a sub, it'd be kind of scuffed if you brought in like a one trick type thing. So a rule was added to where bringing a sub in a game where there's no subs, the other team adds a ban. And that's really just to avoid any like late subbing one trick type thing. So we'll see. So Riley Sauce is going to get subbed out. If I can find the person's name. We're going to go for, what is that? Yakuzaz?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yakuzas? Yeah. Yeah.
Going to come in. It looks like going to go to the AD carry role, so no one else will swap around. And I'll eventually pull up the rules to check, but I believe it's one ban for Omega, so not what you want to see if you're Elysium. Down 1-2, having to sub out one of your staple players that played last split, played I think every game this split. But we'll see. Maybe it's a secret sauce.
Could be. Let's see.
Okay. People are yelling at me. I do not remember all rules off the top of my head. So.
No, it's not. Does it count as an e-sub?
No, it's not ESO. 1.5.2. Super exciting stuff as I get to look up the rules. Okay. If a player is subbed into the match during games 3, 4, or 5, the opposing team will gain 1 ban per newly subbed player.
In the first game that this player subs in. So they will get a ban in game 4, but not game 5.
In the first, yeah, that makes sense. So it's really just a combat, like one trick's getting subbed in. So. Yep. So Omega gets 1 ban. I don't even know if I specify if it's first phase or second phase. I would assume you'd just want to use it first phase. So.
Yeah, I would think that it would be the first phase.
So. I don't specify, so technically you can use the sub or the ban anywhere you want, but I don't know why you would wait till second phase to do it. So.
Okay, interesting. Quickly, since I am not overly familiar with Yakuzas, does look like primarily a mid lane. A lot of games of Victor Ari. Lucian, the only ADC that I really see in their played list. Lucian obviously not available because it was already played earlier this series. You would have to go all the way down to their 15th most played champion, which would be Vayne with 2 games this season.
Okay.
To get an ADC there, so
no problem.
Not an ADC player, although they are playing ADC in this game.
I will eventually.
We can get them in here, I guess.
There we go. Well, maybe. So everybody is now finally in the lobby, getting ready for game 4. First game for the split. I don't know if anybody knows what happened in the other series. If they want to put it in the chat, that'd be cool. This is, of course, one of the quarterfinals matches. There is another one that might already be over. But we'll wait to see. The winner of this series has to play the number 1 team in the league in the undefeated Braum Lives Matter.
Yeah, I mean, lots of scouting tape in this series. We are now, solidly into hour 3 of the broadcast. So certainly some good tape to watch if you have the time to do that from Braum Lives Matter. They played so well, I don't know that they need it, but you take every advantage you can, especially in a league so close as this.
Yeah, especially as you get into like games 3 through 5. I think it's usually pretty easy to know who you're going to ban and pick, or at least ban against teams in the games 1 and 2. But once you get into the 3, 4, 5, it's you don't really know who they're used to picking once they have to get into that champ pool. So definitely some good insight here for Braun Lives Matter. The people were whispering that Kachow won 3-0 versus Orcus.
Ooh, okay.
So if that's true, then Kachow will go on to face the reigning champion Patriots next week in semifinals. So if it is, I was saying from the Kachow and Orcas match, the I guess if you're the best chance of a team to put up a fight against Patriots would be Kachow if they stomped in their quarterfinals match, and it looks like that's what happened. So as we saw Patriots and Orcas play, and it wasn't super close. Now, two teams that have not played against each other, Kachow and Patriots, going to be interesting to see if that one's going to be close or not. But that is something to talk about for next week, as we are finally getting one teams ready to draft here in Game 4. Just waiting for Elysium to hit the ready button. The sub has been invited.
Yeah, they were invited, but not in the yet.
I guess it's up to Omega if they really want to start the draft, but that would be kind of silly, especially if the sub is actually not at his computer yet. There we go. Finally, everybody's in.
Nice.
Draft is
about to start. Now, I know you have never competed in this league, CB, but you do have plenty of comp experience. So, what is your pocket pick support champion that's like 10 deep, no one's ever going to ban out, but you would pull out in a situation like this?
Well, I made it a point to learn almost all the supports because my micro gameplay, I don't know, my hands are kind of old, so the best thing I could do for the team was to learn as many champs as I could. So one that might not get banned, I'd pull out like a Rakan or like a Renata. I'll say Zillion, but I think it shows crazily on my op.gg. So I don't know.
I like it.
Oh, sorry if I just broke your eardrums by smashing my mic. But we're going to see bans come through that don't matter other than the Camille.
The Camille was the ban, yep.
So,
and then Smolder was the pick here.
So Smolder first pick blind. Hey, they're feeling it.
All right. You see some crazy stuff here. Aphelios going to be picked up by ELY. So Yakuza's going to be piloting the Aphelios, seemingly.
If you still have it pulled up, tell me if where Aphelios falls on his champ pool list. It's not the easiest AD carry to pilot by any means, so
Let's see if they pop up. We are so in the last 3 seasons, he is 0-1 on Affilios. So
Okay.
it does have a game.
Not
Went
suspicious
3,
at all.
11, and 5. Not a lot of options here.
That's true. There are a bunch of 80 carries off the board. I feel like there's probably still some easier ones to play, but that's okay.
I'm just gonna throw it out there that Misfortune was not banned or picked to this point. You know,
Okay.
a personal favorite of mine.
Hey, who's to say it's not Aphelios mid? I've seen it.
That's true. That's true. You know, it would go really great with a Vagar cage, a Misfortune.
You go Smolder top, Misfortune, 80 carry.
Support Misfortune support. What? Called it last game.
You build AP on Misfortune support. I guess the ult still do damage.
Yeah.
0 tanks so far. Here as we have a Smolder. Ooh. Sorry. Smolder Canebagger. Yeah, sorry, something popped up. A Lilia picked. No tanks on the other side. Gonna be a Lilia blind, so I don't see that too often, but we are getting to the point to where it's more about what's left in the champ pool. So we're gonna see it, Zera. That's a champion.
I mean, it lets you stay away from the Vagar cage, right? You don't have to go close to him.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
I
you
don't
have
know that it
the double scaling for Omega. I mean, Zera's, yeah, it's going to be safe in lane. I guess your late game ult can just take somebody down to half health before a big fight.
some interesting things going on.
Yeah, I don't.
With the ban?
There's definitely some button that's probably confused on the bans, but we'll see how it goes. So ELY has 0 bans. Omega used their 1 ban for the Camille, so everything else is just completely made up. We're gonna see a Maokai come through. Of course, can be flexed. I have to assume it's gonna be Lilia jungle, and Maokai support or top.
Lilia top's a thing. Could be. I've seen
It
it.
was a thing for sure for a while.
Good into tanks, which we don't have one. So I mean, you never know. I think that is.
Wasn't the
a
Sarah?
Sona. Yes, so that they're saying that's a Sona.
Oh, okay.
So just a misclick. That is Sona for Omega.
So Sona, Smolder in the bot lane into an Aphelios, potentially Maokai.
Could be a Zerath support. Could be. Lots of options here. I do have to say, in my personal opinion, that Sona is my second least favorite support to ever play with.
Okay, I can see that from an AD carry standpoint. I think if you're like a top lane carry champ and you love to have a Sona on your team, like standing behind like a Darius or something. But yeah, I mean, you don't like the Sona ult paired with the Misfortune ult?
Yeah, if you have a support that can hit it, sure. Never had one of those though.
Last pick is going to be Jax.
Jax.
So multiple mess ups on who's picking what here, as we got some sleepy eyes in the draft screen. So that just means we need to hurry up and get this game going before some players start to fall asleep.
Okay, so Jax jungle or no? Jax top.
Jax
Lilia jungle.
top, Lilia
Maokai
jungle,
support.
Maokai support. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I've seen
Surely.
but see how spicy they want to get with it. The other side for Omega Gaming's pretty clear cut on who's gonna go where. I'm gonna take a guess, and it's gonna be Sona support. So
Seems reasonable.
yeah, I mean, you have some scaling. I guess you have some scaling on both sides, but
I mean, so far, scaling has won every game, and Vagar Smolder kind of scale really hard.
Yeah, I mean, they picked
Also,
Jackson to York, so
that's not a good.
who knows?
I'm not a top lane main, but that doesn't sound like a good match. Jax here.
Who knows? We'll see. They might be able to prove us wrong. I
Maybe
think.
they know something I don't know.
I don't think that's possible.
Chat is saying that, you know, that's a pretty heavily favored Yorick matchup. So, you know.
We'll see. What do they know? All right. In the last 30 seconds before the break, who do you have winning this one?
You know, red side has won every single game, but so is scaling. So one of these things is going to have to end here. I would like to sleep at some point tonight, so I'm just going to say Omega.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to assume that I'm not gonna get that lucky, and it's gonna end up going a 5-game banger series. So I'm gonna toss my coins onto Elysium to pull this one out. Just because they know something about the Jacks that we don't know. So we'll see how it goes. We'll take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll be on the Rift for game. Just some minor technical difficulties. Never have I only lost power in one room, but
Weird.
that's all right. Minor electrical breaker situation. Nonetheless, back on the Rift. Only missed 1 kill.
Yeah, we're about to get kill number 2, maybe? Question mark? And yes. Look at that.
Only missed 2 kills. No.
We got 50% of the kills so far this game. So, the draft, if you guys did not remember, on Omega we have the Yorick, the Kayn, the Vhagar, the Smolder, and the Sona. On the side of Elysium, we have the Jax, the Lilia, the Xerath, the Emo Boy Aphelios, and the Maokai. This is game 4 of the best of 5 series in the quarterfinals of Rivals League Season 2, excuse me. And currently, it is a 2-1 in favor of Omega right now. So that's where we are. We are about 7 minutes into this game 4. Had a couple bangers so far, and right now it is going to be ELY Elysium taking the first dragon of the game in what so far has been a very even match.
Yeah, it's all on the line this game for Elysium on the red side. So pulling out all the stops, it was as we expected. Jack's top, Lilia jungle, and Yakuzaz on the Aphelios 80 carry. Still going to scale. I mean, maybe not as hard as the Smolder, but still scaling nonetheless. And the Jax pick, which was the counter pick into the Yorick, already down almost 20 CS.
Yeah, we didn't think it would be a very good pick, at least in lane. Doesn't mean you can't win, though. Ooh, flash forward from Big News. Is going to get put to sleep by Mango, however. The Vhagar here does ult from Nightmare. Doesn't pick up the kill. A lot of action right here. Kayn goes with the ultimate inside of Storm. Storm trying to walk away. The flash comes through for 8,000, gets the kill. Ooh, and then on the top side, Nightmare with the kill onto Mango. Big News almost lost his life for that, but does stay alive. Gonna take a tower plate or 2 while he's at it. Just like that. It is a 4-1 and about 1,500 gold lead for Omega in this game.
And a nice roam up by Nightmare. 8,000 gonna catch out Storm on the immobile Xerath. Xerath still has flash up, so just didn't expect 8,000 to do that much damage. Maybe Concrete getting low, Yakuza getting low. It's gonna be Concrete picking up the kill. Rogue is going to take down the Smolder, gonna flash away with the minions. Should be able to live here against Poodle. Poodle has the flash up. Might be able to actually run down Rogue, but with the minions, gonna opt to play it safe. A little bit low on mana.
You know, if you had a real support, maybe the Smolder doesn't die there instead of these Sona
Okay. Just
things going on.
Some damage.
No.
No spellbook this game for Rogue.
How's he going to teleport back to lane? Crazy.
Not this time.
It is about a 2,000 gold lead. You're at the 10-minute mark. The Jax jumping on. Lilia from Mango is here. Storm ulting over the top. That is 3 members used, but they do get the shot, or the kill, excuse me, onto Big News.
Was a shutdown. Was a shutdown, down 30 CS in this top lane, but hey, you just need a little bit of help, and there you go. That time it's gonna work out. Gonna take down the York. York, no TP to get back to lane. Jack's gonna take a plate or so, and also has that TP to get back.
Looks like pings are coming down onto 8,000. They will try to collapse on him. But no play to be made there. They now back off. Ooh, Storm is caught in the Vagar cage. And 8,000 gonna pick up the kill. 3-1 now on this Kayn. That is a killing spree. Lilia trying to get out. Who puts him to sleep? Sona is here. Smolder is here. Concrete on the Smolder going to get the kill. Double kill.
Oof.
Yakuzaz on the Aphelios trying to clean up, but can't go any deeper as it is 4 versus 1 at this point. 2 kills onto the Smolder of Concrete. He's now 3-1.
And a nice team fight for Omega. Yeah, man, sometimes you just cannot go deeper. I don't know. Omega looks good here early. 8-3 lead. Has the Void Grubs in what seems to be a stronger top lane matchup. Dragon is up. Elysium got the first one. We'll see how the second one plays out, but you already have a 3-kill Smolder at 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's not the most ideal thing here. 3-kill Smolder, 3-kill Kayn. They do have the excuse me, we see a little bit of damage here coming down. Terran has to flash.
Mango's
Lilia is in the top lane though. Could it be again? Yes. Big news. Caught again. Pushed too far up.
I mean, had a ward in river, but I mean, Lilia's so fast. Don't know if it would have mattered even if Big News reacted a little bit faster. Does have the flash up, but gonna opt to not use it. Rogue's gonna go in. Smolder's gonna cleanse. Smolder's gonna ult. Yakuza gets exhausted. 8,000
Kayn
comes
was here
from-
behind. Okay. The flash eats a couple tower shots. I've heard of lane ganks. Not many times that you gank from their own lane,
Sneak
but
attack.
definitely not expected.
Gonna go for a tower dive.
A wave
here.
getting pushed in here. 8,000 gets the kill. and gets another kill here. And we see the evil of Sona coming through right here, giving all their kills to their jungle. No love for the ADC, who's the only important player on the team.
Sona doing Sona things. I like the. I mean, Rogue did what they could. Went onto the Kayn, ulted back to try to save your AD carry. It's just not enough. Not in that scenario. Not when you have a 3-in-1 Smolder and a 5-in-1 Kayn. Storm's gonna get caught out by the cage and instantly ulted by Nightmare. And the team that is hard scaling is way out in front here. I don't know. Omega came to play. Flash for big news. No tower.
This does remind me of game 1. Big News died on repeat while the rest of his team just won the game. Could question why they just keep blowing every single resource to kill that one player when they're losing the rest of the map. But it is a strategy.
It is a strategy. Smolder ult gonna come through for this blue buff fight. Nightmare running down 2 members. Rogue Gorilla getting ran down. Gonna get knocked up by the Kayn. Gonna go down to the Smolder. 4-1 now. As Rift Herald is up, Omega should be able to get that for free. And I don't know what the win con is here for Elysium, but gonna be a tough one.
125 on the Smolder stacks, by the way. That is the time where it's now going to start exploding back.
Cage is gonna hit Storm. Gonna get hit by the Vigard W, but no Vigard ult. Take down Storm. Storm gonna flash Q. Jack's coming in. Xerath ult onto Concrete. Gonna shut down the Smolder. Big News TP's in. And as of right now, it's just a 1-for-1.
And when you're down, you know, early, 1-for-1 can be good. All right, Rogue Gorilla with the ult there from the Twisted Advance to try to save his team under the tower. Dissuades any possible tower dives. But 8,000 is going to pick up that Rift Herald uncontested. We do have both of these top laners now going down towards the bot lane. Big News just walking straight into the Lilia. Gonna fall asleep again. Gonna get jumped on by the Jax. Gonna get hit by the Lilia. And is going to die for the 4th time this game.
Yeah, seems to be the game plan for Mango, just to camp Big News no matter where he goes. We'll see if that pans out. I don't know. Big brain strategy to try to get this Jax some kills for the late game split push. Matching 8,000 going to find Storm. Storm going to do some damage, but don't think it's going to be enough. You're not going to be able to outrun a Kayn. No flash, and we're going to see a late night mastery from 8,000 on the Kayn.
Not a champ that he probably gets to pull out in comp very often, but when everyone else is banned, your team may let you get it.
Terran.
Now this Jax is going to get caught. Is able to jump out to safety. Or so you thought.
Safety for a little bit.
Smolder ult comes through. That is a 5-2 Smolder.
Yeah, that's not ideal for Elysium. A strong Kayn and 2 strong scaling champions. I guess Vigor's maybe not the most strong yet, but still has the R button.
Does have the Rod Ages build that he's going right here. Currently only 7 stacks on that, so not quite scaled yet. And stop me if you've heard this before. Big News is getting ganked by Mango, and Mango will kill him again.
I mean, it's working. I guess you're able to get something here and there by taking down this York. Is that enough for the fact that you're losing every other team fight? No, but it's better than nothing.
Maybe. I don't think so. But maybe.
I think we can get.
I mean, we said that, you know, the York was a good matchup into this Jax, but was it a good matchup into the 2v1 Jax and Lilio?
Yeah, it wasn't a Jax pick into the York. It was a Jax with a Lilia camping the York.
Smart, smart.
I don't know. I'm interested to see how a 4v4 or 5v5 team fight's gonna go. It feels like with a Smolder ult, Vigar ult, the Maokai ult's not gonna be able to do too much. But who knows? Maybe we just have split pushing all game. It's only gonna be 4v4. We see Smolder top side with Atacon up. Lilia lurking around, but not gonna do anything to the Vigar. Is gonna back up for York, gonna take over the lane. Smolder gonna roam back to mid lane. Vigar, I assume, is gonna base and go top.
Now, this Vigar just did purchase Seraph's Embrace. So has Rod of Ages, Seraph's Embrace, and Merc Shreds. Going to be
Classic.
a very difficult to kill Veigar.
I mean, I don't hate it for how strong your other two players are.
See it right there. Storm lands every single ability and does 10% damage of Veigar's health as damage.
Oh, Flash for Flash still has is the Seraph's proc. So no longer has that. If Vigar gets CC'd by Xerath, might die, especially with the Lilia lurking. And Vigar might have overstayed here.
Yeah, here comes Lilia. Does have Cage, though.
Oh, the ult hit before.
Who goes to sleep. It was close.
I don't know if it would have mattered, but I think the ult hit before the Q. Or the W? One of those two. Either way, might have a nice little cross-map play here. As Omega is going to take the Atacon.
It's going to be Otacon. Smolder might have gone a little bit too far forward. Does have to flash to get out. And we talked about how it was a pretty big gold lead, but you look right now and it's only 2,000.
It's chump change.
Elysium has been able to bring this back, and most of it has been on the back of Mango finding overextended players.
What's the percentage chance that you're going to give Elysium to make the comeback win here?
That comp. Oh. I got 2.7%.
That's a hit.
I did the calculations. 2.7.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Not a very high chance. Not a very high chance.
I was thinking at least like 15, 17.
Okay. Okay. They do have the, you know, no shade, but they did sub an ADC who doesn't play ADC. That was a big part of my calculation.
Okay. But you never know. Sometimes your power just randomly goes out. And that could happen.
Never heard of that happening.
Only to be. 1 Q from the Vigar is going to be quarter health onto the Aphelios, but going to heal that right back up as he clears the wave mid. Omega Gaming full prio for this 4th dragon. We'll see. I assume the Maokai ult is going to start it off. But we have a bush cheese.
Really, all that they have to get in. Now the Veigar cage is down. This would be a good time to engage, and they are going to take it.
run at big news. Not going to be enough. Concrete going to ult. Baby Cage going to come back down. Rogue really going to go down. 8,000 chasing Mango. Not going to be enough. Sights back on the big news. I don't know what big news said to ELY. Athelio stuck in the cage, going to get taken down by this Vigar. And there goes big news. The 2 for
Mulder
3.
able to pick up another kill in all of that. No one does take drag, but you know,
Bingo.
Smolder getting kills now up to 6 is very good news if you are the side. Excuse me. Ugh, yawning over here. Not good if you are Elysium for the Smolder to be 6 and 2.
Smolder has 216.
225, as you may know, is that point where the execute comes online. Usually happens around 25-minute mark, so we're close, and those stacks are close as well.
Yeah. Might get it before they actually team fight a dragon, but maybe not. Who needs it?
Did manage to get 6 kills without that execute, so we will see. Cage comes down.
Okay.
The Malachi all came through, but he was blown up immediately by the Smolder now.
Terran gonna go in. Not able to quite pop 8,000. 8,000 going to live with the Sona heals. Smolder ult gonna come through. Yakuza stuck. He's gonna go down. Double kill for the Vigar.
Yeah, Nightmare himself now 6 and 1. We said that the Vagar was not online, but certainly is at this point. Has come up big in these last couple fights. Able to catch Storm on there, and that is the combo to end all combos right there. You press R, and they die.
I would like to update my percentage to 6%.
Okay, okay. 6.0, even?
Yeah, 6.0 you.
Okay, okay.
Smolder at 230 stacks now.
Will mean that he has the execute. Now, as you continue to get stacks, the execute becomes stronger and stronger, as well as the other abilities that you have.
$4,000 gold lead, 2 dragon advantage, I guess. And 2 very strong carries. We'll go ahead and say 3 strong carries. Count the Kane in there. I mean, ELY has been able to take a few members down in each of the fights. But it just feels like a team fight at this point, especially with Smolder having the stacks. A full 5v5 front-to-back fight. I don't think ELY has a chance. Maybe it's has to be a pick type situation. But even then, it
All
feels
right.
really tough.
So hear me out, hear me out. This is how they're going to get back into it.
Okay.
Poodles hasn't died yet.
Mm-hmm.
So Caster Curse right there.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got big money on ELY. Okay.
I'm helping you guys out. Just pointing out that Poodle hasn't died, which means that surely she will die.
At this point, it's going to be real tough. I think you'd have to lose a whole team fight for Poodle to die. Malachi ult's going to come through along... Wait, did someone not flash? Am I tripping? Oh, Kane flashed. Just a little escape ult.
Yeah. I mean, Poodle started the series with a perfect game. Can they end it with the same?
Jax is pushing in this top wave, but the Baron push here in mid lane, especially with the Void Grubs, gonna wait for the wave, play it safe.
The Jax is going to have to back to help his team. Malachi goes in. Unable to find anything, but the Smolder is low. Sona trying to heal them up.
Oh, decent ult by the Aphelios. Get some chunk damage, but without actually popping anybody, backing it up, allowing Sona to heal the team. Terran's gonna get caught in the Vigar cage. No damage gonna come off yet. Still just a 5v5 farm fest here in mid. Do we have a sleep come
Ooh.
through?
Got a two-man sleep here. But Mom shows up for Smolder.
One's gonna go to 2 for each side. So far, just a 2v2. Storm is 1 hit away. Mango has full health on the Lilia.
Close. Storm trying to poke there. They had the Baron, but ELY do not lose an inhibitor turret. They are successfully able to defend their base right there.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen maybe somebody split off and go bot with that Baron buff. But that's okay.
You would think that, you know, big news on that York. Kind of one of the best split pushers you can imagine. Might have been a good choice for that.
I think after the 5th collapse, he's kind of over. He's over the split push.
Has decided not to split push ever again when Mango is in the game. Understandable. However, if your team is providing pressure in a different lane, it still should work.
True, true. So, reminder, it is 2-1 in favor of Omega. Omega wins, and they are into the semis to face Braum Lives Matter. Elysium, GeeZ, if they win, they get to go to Game 5 tonight, and we get to stay up super late. We'll see. It feels like Omega, it's going to be tough. Tough to get them unless maybe they 5-man collapse on 2 people, but Omega playing it really well.
We wanted the split push. Here's the split push. Surely someone has to answer that. We have, before in Rivals League history, seen a Yorick single-handedly win a game in a series.
True. I've seen it. That's all you need.
And I believe it was against Storm.
That is true.
Maybe having some bad flashbacks here. So instead, they send their team to go after the Orc this time. But it will cost them their mid turret right here, as well as their bot. Neither inhibitor taken. We do have the Twisted Advance coming through. Lilia finds a sleep here. However, no one from the side of Omega falls. Couple low health bars. But that Sona now at level 14 with a couple items, able to heal her team right back up.
Yeah, not really close to dying. Vigar's Seraph did pop, I think. But other than that, big chillin'. Not enough damage coming out from the members that were there for Elysium. But it's still, I mean, hey, 10 kills ain't nothing, right?
That's not too bad. You can come back from that. Maybe.
True. I'm still hovering around the 5%, 5.0%.
Okay. You like those point outs? It's fine.
Still a perfect game for Poodle here. Some were whispering, playing for KDA. That's just what people were saying.
I would never say that.
Some were saying, just game state, can't help it. Sometimes no one goes to kill you. Cage is gonna miss.
Twisted Advance coming through. Kane ults to stay alive. Will get slept by Lilia. However, Lilia dies themselves.
Will Terran also
And
Zonius.
Concrete with the execute. They are looking to end here and take the series. The first inhibitor is down. Nexus start, excuse me, is down. Concrete, unstoppable, kills the Jax. Going for the second one. 8,000 Sanders, Yakuza's, and it will be over here. Storm falls, and the series ends 3-1 in favor of Omega.
3-1. Now, before this week, before today, a lot of people had Elysium, but it felt like after game 1 draft, especially after game 1, a lot of people were saying Omega 3-1. So a lot of people, I think, were right, at least that were in the chat today. Let's see if I actually have this set up. I do. We can actually see the post-match screen. Again, apologies for earlier. I got power outage diffed. But nonetheless, Omega taking the 3-1 win here. We see some damages. Damages? The damage screen. Smolder leading the charge with almost 34,000 damage. Vigar not too far behind. So the two scaling champs going to output a lot of damage in this 35-minute game. I don't know. How are we feeling about Omega moving forward, going to face BLM next week?
They did look good. BLM has looked on another level from every other team in this league. With all respect to the Patriots, who, the defending champs, looked very well themselves, but, they did lose to BLM, and BLM has not looked back since that point. So it's going to take some sort of miracle play for them to lose. Omega could pull it out. I mean, Poodle had 2 out of 4 games, perfect KDA there. So it's going to take that. It's going to take some great plays from everyone else on the team, but you got to favor BLM in that series.
Okay. We'll see if anybody has anything to say about that. We're gonna, I think, pull somebody in. We're just gonna do it on this screen because it is late, and we'll make it a little quick interview. Before we do that, who do you have as your series MVP?
There was a lot of good play. When you're talking 4 games, it varies so much from game to game. But, I got to go with the 2 out of 4 perfect games. I'm going to say we're going to go Poodle MVP. Also ate a lot of bans there. I remember, I think it was game 2. There was every single ban was a support. So definitely impressive for me. I don't like the Sona as the champion, but they played it well. I'm going to go Poodle.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be hard-pressed if you look at all 4 games. I would actually agree with you. I'd rock vote for Poodle to be the series MVP. There's, of course, some of the games you could for sure vote for some other members of Omega. But, yeah, all those bans getting pulled, 2 perfect games. How do you not pick Poodle to be your quarterfinals series MVP for Omega? So, I... not super clear, but I'm going to go ahead and pull Pelly in here for a quick little interview. And we'll see how it goes. If I can do it. Mic check.
Hello.
Are we live?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good.
All right. So, a lot of people were saying Elysium, easy peasy, going to take this series. Was there ever a question where you're fully confident, like, y'all are going to win 3-0, 3-1 no matter what? Or did
I
they
think we're
play
all
not?
pretty confident.
Okay.
I honestly, I have not looked at this Discord since last week. I had
Nice.
no clue what the consensus was for people. I literally just got told about the poll where people voted like 7 for them, 1 for us.
Yeah.
But no, we were all pretty confident going into it.
Okay. Did you expect it to be closer? Did it go about how you thought it would be? I mean, I know you guys had pretty close, records and whatnot, but that only means so much. So, did you think it was going to be a little bit closer, or did you kind of expect a easier quarterfinals before you play semis?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know too much about LG. I didn't really look into their team. I'm not the one on our team who does the scouting or
You
anything. I sort
show
of
up and
just
show
show
out.
up
That's all
and
you do.
play. Yeah, I plug in and I play. That's about it.
Okay.
I think all of us on our team were pretty confident it would be a 3-0. Even after game 2 when we lost, I think we were down 11k gold and we still almost found a way to come back. So even after that loss, we were still feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, that game 2 is not only a super long game, but a lot of back and forth. You guys almost pulled that one out. So, Husky, have a question?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we try to stream a lot of games, but you guys didn't make stream every single week. We saw you guys play a lot of scaling champs in this series and be very, very successful on
Yep.
those scaling champs. Is that kind of the identity of the team? Should we expect something similar next week when we see you guys?
We did that this week 'cause they really didn't punish us in lanes. We picked scaling bot lane almost every single game. They really never tried to push advantage in bot lane at all to stop us from scaling. We put scaling mid, and they played safe mid pre-6 to when we had better matchups or like better power spikes. So they just didn't punish scaling at all. It was really specifically for this team.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we noticed that a couple times because I mean, we mentioned it in draft a few times. Well, this team just has to get to late game, but then you guys were like winning in the early to mid game already. So,
Yeah.
outside of maybe some of the nocturne ganks in that game too, but other than that, there wasn't really too many punishing of the scaling champs. I know you guys swapped mid and 80 carry. Um, I assume you guys, you have that flexibility to swap them back or whatnot.
Yeah,
Any
we do.
insider information of, do you know who's going to go where, or is it just kind of, we have to see?
I didn't know who was going where until 5 minutes before the game started.
Perfect. Perfect.
So, we will see what happens next week. If I had to guess, I assume Ivar stays ADC. I think he felt more confident on ADC than he did in mid lane, so I'm assuming that's how it stays.
All right, yeah. I mean, definitely looked very good on that ADC. I think we came to a consensus here and in chat that, Poodle was probably the MVP of this series, so definitely able to help him out there. What were your thoughts on Poodle in this series and how they played?
Boodle played really, really good this series. They're really good at pairing up with me when we needed vision and finding invades when we needed it. I think they had a pretty clean series overall. I really don't think any game for them went bad.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 games of perfect KDA out of 4.
Oh,
No
they were
deaths.
rubbing
That's
that in my face, by the way, that first game when I had 1 death and they had 0. I heard it.
Yeah.
I was
deserved.
told.
Deserved.
True. True. All right. One
That's what I get
last.
for dying.
You should. I don't know why you're feeding. Trying to win. They're trying to move forward in playoffs. And you're out here feeding. All right. One last question.
I'm just the number 6 jungler, man. I can't help but run it
You're
down.
top 8, at least. That's pretty good.
Out of how many teams?
That's not important. That's not important.
Yeah.
Some
Not
We don't
teams,
relevant.
talk about that.
some
You're
teams
right,
just
not
I have
relevant.
to rank lower just to fuel the fire. See, and you're welcome. You don't have to say thank you, but you're welcome. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, last question, so I can go to bed. Next
Yep.
week, you face the number 1 team. You guys have played them before, but ultimately that game, you could say, didn't matter. It was just for seeding, so you knew you still had a chance to play them again. Is there anything that you pulled from the first time you played them, or were you just kind of playing relaxed the first time, and now you have the secret sauce to pull out against them? How are you feeling about going into the semis against BLM?
I won't leak much, but we
True,
do
true.
have our little notes on them after. I believe we played last week, if I remember correctly. We have
Yeah.
some notes on how they like to play, how they did their drafts. So, I mean, we were trying that week. I'm not going to say we purposely threw, but we did ultimately end up losing. Hopefully next week, now with more info on their team, we swap it up, do a bit better.
True. They of course had the tape this week against you, so maybe they'll have these 4 games to watch. But
That's okay. They haven't seen my super secret jungler yet. It's
that's
okay.
true. You didn't have to go to game 5. You didn't have to dig that deep into the bag. So awesome, sounds good. People were whispering that OG or Omega Gaming versus Braum Lives Matter is the actual finals of the split. That's just what some people were saying. We'll see. It'll be a coin toss on whether or not you guys are the stream game or not. 50-50, we'll have to see. But nonetheless, congrats on your victory and good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, Husky. We have made it through 4 games, including one almost 50-minute game. It's at least not midnight yet over here. So I'm at least going to get 5 hours or so of sleep.
Okay. Jealous. It is midnight here, on the where real Americans live on the East Coast.
Nope.
But,
Central's the American time zone. That's okay. All right, it's been a fun one. Now there are only 4 teams that remain. We'll see how the rest of the playoffs go. I put out the all rivals and MVP voting. I'm gonna close it tomorrow for those that were thinking about waiting to fill it out. Decent amount of people have already responded, but if you haven't, get on that. And we'll be back in a stream on Wednesday to break down some of the stuff that just happened. See you all then.
Have a good one, guys.